Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tales on Tap. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome back to Aerilon, a Destined journey. If you haven't caught up yet, then make sure you go and do that on YouTube. But thank you so much for joining us this evening, and welcome in to Tales on Tap. Of course, I am not alone. Hello, dear players.
Hello.
Hello. How are we all this evening?
Not bad,
Great.
not bad.
Very well. Ready to shop.
Ooh, good. But as always, we are joined by our ever faithful players who are journeying their way through my home world, or a homebrew world even, not my home world. I don't belong there.
Alien.
I live in this world.
we knew it.
I am a human person.
A mortal human person.
I can neither confirm nor deny that. So, moving swiftly on, let's introduce you to this group of players. Natalie.
Hey.
Hello. And Evan.
Hello.
Hey, Evan.
Dan, special questions.
Special questions.
Special questions.
Okay.
Don't act like you were expecting it.
I wasn't. No, I was expecting it initially, but then it kind of like drew on, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Okay, if you could play any character class from D&D in real life, which one would it be, and how would you incorporate their abilities into your daily routine?
Whoa.
Ooh.
Oh,
So
wow.
much more detailed than mine.
I mean, I would actually have to say druid. Druid or bard, probably, but mostly druid. And incorporate them. I mean, it would be amazing to be able to fly to work. Just,
Yeah.
shapeshift and get to work smoothly.
Love that. All about convenience. Excellent. Thank you very much. Hi, Han.
Hiya.
Hello. Hi, Chris.
Hello, I was muted. Sorry.
And last but certainly not least. Anyway, so moving on to the announcement. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, you okay?
I'm super.
Wonderful. So before we get into tonight's session, as always, we do have a
valued.
few quick announcements. We do have a few quick announcements. So to start us off with announcements this week, Chris, you can kick off this week.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm going to be telling you about some of the
Wrong meeting, Chris. Wrong meeting.
some of the upcoming events that we've got here at Tales on Tap. So let's just move on to that. We do have a giveaway going at the moment, which has some things related to it coming up. One of which is a very exciting special one-shot involving a bunch of different people from the Twitch and online tabletop RPG D&D community. But as part of the giveaway, you can also get a seat at that table. To hear more about that, make sure you stick around because Dan's going to fill you in. We also have in the works all of this campaign's episodes broken down into podcast format wherever you listen to your podcasts, which you can go and listen to soon. We will have more information on that on our social medias, which Evan is going to inform you about. And finally, something we've all been discussing behind the scenes just today is a very special Christmas one-shot that we are planning. It's going to be a pre-recorded stream that you're going to be able to potentially watch. They're going to be able to watch it here on Twitch. We're going to premiere
just on YouTube. We're just going to
it's
release it
gonna
on
be
YouTube.
exclusive to YouTube. So make sure you get over there and subscribe to YouTube. And that's going to be coming out on Christmas Day. So once all the food and presents are in you, or well, depends what presents you get, I suppose. But then you can nestle down in front of the settee with your family, stick on a bit of Tales on Tap, enjoy
Take
that.
the presents out.
yeah, especially if your family are around. But that's pretty much what we've got going on coming up.
All right, we know what next week's clip is.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Chris. And to tell us a little bit more about one of our sponsors, let's go to you first, Natalie.
So our lovely friends over at Valkyrie RPG, it's Valkyrie-RPG, do lovely dice, apparel, the terrain. Han is sporting some right now.
Sorry, I really like my new shirt.
Oh, I thought you were meant she was sporting terrain. I was like, nice! That is dedication!
I made these shoulder pads.
If you use our discount code Tails10 at checkout, you will get 10% off all their lovely goods. It doesn't work on subscription boxes. Sorry, my earpiece just fell out. I can't hear anything, but I can still talk. Yeah, so they're heavily discounted already, so our discount code won't work on their subscription boxes, but it's well worth the buy. The sale for a shame is over, but they're still great priced anyway. And all the links is in the down below, or the dungeon.
Down in the dungeon, yeah.
You want to do a bit of a shameless self-plug. So I do all the overlays here, and you can find me over at Natalie, I think it's N-Art actually, but it'll be in the description, my links, so feel free to reach out. I also do character art, but all our character art is done by the lovely Han.
Hello.
And her links will all be in the description as well, if someone will click that. So yeah, check us out.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Han,
All right.
I don't know how you're going to be able to top that, but you can try. Do you want to tell us about Awfully Queer Heroes, please?
Of course I can. Well, you've just stolen the gag. Yes, Awfully Queer Heroes is our second sponsor of 3. This is not going well tonight. I thought I had it, and then it just fell apart immediately. But Awfully Queer Heroes are creators of LGBTQ+ and accessible, friendly modules, spells, books, battle maps galore, and they recently had a Kickstarter which is now fully funded called Tower of the Mind, which we got a sneak peek of, which is our review of that is over on our YouTube channel. But they are incredible people creating incredible products that are extremely accessible for those of you who are neurodivergent. There's definitely a few of us at the table who fall under that category and definitely benefit from their content, and that's a self-read as well. I'm not coming to the table. So yeah, and they're doing a great thing, and so be sure to check them out on their drive-through page and expand your table with more options.
Love that. And I was only messing. I put the D in ADH Dungeon Master, so
ADHD ND.
Yeah, exactly that. And lastly, Evan, could you please tell us what's happening in the world of social media?
Right, so as you can see, we are a well-oiled machine over here at Tales on Tap. So I'm just gonna crash and burn the last piece, shall I? So, like Chris already mentioned, right now, all of our previous episodes of Campaign 1 and also more are now available over on YouTube Music as podcasts. And as we get on, more and more are going to be added there as well. We also have our wonderful Discord channel down in the dungeon.
Hey.
And if you want to, you obviously don't have to, but we really appreciate it if you were to join that one as well. It's an amazing community, and we have loads of amazing people hanging out there daily. So come join us. You can also talk to us there. And lastly, we have our social medias also. All the links to that are down in the dungeon. I love saying that. Honestly,
it's great, isn't
it?
Dungeons are fun places
the
to go.
best suggestion that I've ever heard. Yeah, so all the links are down there, and we'll have more news for you there. We're going to have some clips and stuff like that we're going to throw out on social media from the sessions that we have played and the sessions that we will be playing. So to keep up to date, join our social medias, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all of that good stuff.
Amazing.
I think that's about it.
Thank you very much, Evan. So Dan would typically have an announcement to make, but you'll just have to wait to see when that rears its lovely head. So, before we do get into the session, a couple more little bits to go over. We are currently running a giveaway. It is our biggest giveaway that we've ever done on this channel. There are things from all of our sponsors available as part of the giveaway. So there is adventure books and resource books from Awfully Queer Heroes. There are dice sets from our good friends over at Valkyrie RPG. There are battle maps from Tom Kartos. And as Chris mentioned earlier, you can also be in for a chance of winning a seat at our table to come and play with a couple of this lovely bunch. How do you enter this giveaway? Well, it's really simple. All you have to do is subscribe to our channel between now and the 19th of December, so only a couple of weeks left. There will be a live draw done on the 19th of December to be in for a chance of winning, and because of how many prizes we've got on offer at the moment, there will guaranteed, with the amount of subscribers we've had in the last 2 weeks, there will at the moment be guaranteed prizes on offer. So if you want some like lovely stuff, then make sure you subscribe. Now, you don't have to subscribe to our channel to watch us. We love the fact that you guys just want to stop in here, spend some time with us, watch these lovely people bumble their way through a D&D world, and that means the world to us. You don't really need to subscribe. If you do, however, there is a lovely little purple button down below that you can press, and you don't have to do that at any cost to yourself. If you've already paid for Amazon Prime, you can link it to your Twitch account and get 1 free subscription a month. Again, you don't have to spend that here. You can if you want, but you can go and support other streamers if you want to. We're all about the love and sharing that support throughout the community, as long as it's a D&D and TTRPG stream, of course. I'm not going to have anybody go and like subscribe to anyone in a bathtub claiming it's an arts channel. I'm not doing any of that. D&D only. But on the back of that, if you do want to subscribe, by all means subscribe. If not, then don't worry, just come and chill with us every Tuesday. We do stream every Tuesday live at 6 p.m. on Twitch, and you can find all of our VODs live up on our YouTube channel every Sunday at 6 o'clock as well. So if you do miss an episode, then don't worry, you can find all previous episodes and previous campaigns and one-shots and everything else we've done over on YouTube. And that is also, as previously mentioned, they're available in podcast form on YouTube Music at the moment. We are going to be venturing out into other areas of casting pods elsewhere, but we've not quite figured that bit out yet.
We've got some pods to cast.
We have got some pods to cast.
This is pod racing.
Before we get into tonight's session proper, I would like Han, Chris, Dan, and Evan. Not you, Han. Sorry, Evan, Dan, and Chris. Just you three. Roll me a d20, please. As we would like to see. I didn't even need a note this week to remind me.
Oh my god, that's true.
I'm so proud.
While they're doing that, there was a question last week in the chat. The seat at our table, is it age restricted? Do they have to be over 18?
I would say you have to be over 16. I would say purely, but given the nature of our sessions and some of the stuff that comes about, I would strongly advise that if you are under the age of 16, if you're either 16, 17, then you do need a written slip from your parents to say that they take full responsibility for any traumatic experiences you may have.
Probably for the best.
And you can
probably
skip
for the best.
gym lessons for the next week.
Yeah, exactly. And that the cost of the therapy needed afterwards is not going to come and be billed to
We are
Tales
not
on Tap. Yep, absolutely. But yes, if you are
Ideally over 18, but
Yeah.
16 plus is acceptable.
yes,
Essentially
with
the
a
take all from that.
written permission slip. So Chris, what did you roll?
Send from your doctor.
10.
10. Evan,
5.
5.
Hey!
Dan, did you get lower than a 5?
No, I got a 7.
Nice.
Oh man, I thought I did really badly.
Excellent. Evan, if you wouldn't mind taking some notes for us this week, my lovely friend, and you are going to be recapping what happens in tonight's episode next week. Well, that about wraps up all of our announcements. So if you haven't already, make sure you get a drink, get yourselves comfortable, because we're about to dive into tonight's episode of Tales on Tap. Tales on Tap.
diary. Well, scrap piece of parchment would be more appropriate, but at least it's something. Essen always got me to write diary entries to help with keeping track of the days, and I suppose some habits do die hard. Even for me. The past few days have been so exciting. Going to prison was a bit of a bother. This flux outbreak really has the Watch's knickers in a twist. I mean, potential hanging for grave robbing. Absurd. But I knew it would work out, and it did. Right, yes, sticking to the point, state the core facts, Kyria. My new friends are all so different and really fun. There's Virgil, spelling? A very tall, beautiful wizard who says they might be able to help me learn that spell to help clean things. And then on this piece of paper you see Sonia crossed out, Sophia crossed out, Liana, question mark? An extremely tall, extremely strong Leonin who seems quiet, but I can see she has a good heart. Dag, excellent fighter. Bit curt, but I'm sure he'll warm up to me sooner or later. Timothy, a very shy little guy who seems very scared, but is very good with nature magic. Plan to protect that one. As our friendships blossom, I'll be sure to write things about them so I don't forget. But today's events then, wow, it has been a busy one. After getting broken out of the prison escort cart by people looking for Dag, we escaped down into the Undercity, where we ended up at this inn that people kept referring to as the Mark. I thought it was just some guy called Mark, but turns out it's just a tavern down here. The innkeeper got us to hide in the basement for a little while, and after we had a chance to have a bit of a catch-up, we heard a kerfuffle upstairs, and, well, we went to see if we could help out. There were 5 flux-crazed individuals causing havoc up there, leaving dead patrons in their wake and one person very smartly cowering inside the toilet stall. We jumped into action almost immediately. I attempted to distract them with illusory stashes of flux, and from there it was a whirlwind of excitement. Dag kept appearing at my side and then disappearing, taking down enemies left, right, and centre. Apparently, at one point, Pim hid on Liana's back, which was certainly a choice. Virgil was firing off, pun intended, attacks near the stairs. Liana punched a person so hard they died, and I read them to filth and did a really cool death drop off a table. My mum would have been so proud. Oh yeah, Virgil did at one point get tossed into an open fireplace, which wasn't great, and I saw one of them go to help, but I grabbed him out before too much damage could be done. Honestly, I understand why my father would get so excited reliving his tales of combat with his friends. It was so much fun, and I can't wait to tell him about it when he comes home. After the bodies was somehow cleared away, I think I heard the innkeeper say that these chaps had been drinking there for a few hours before something set them off, which was strange. You know when you see a young kid with a knife, but you don't know how to react, but you just know it's wrong? That's how I felt when Pim found that flux micro-inhalator thing in the booth cushions. I think Dag and him looked it over and seemed to find some kind of symbol on the base. We were quickly taken upstairs to this super cool hidden room behind a gauche painting, which I really want to build at home. We had dinner and got to know each other a little better, which was really nice, and I hope I can get them to open up a little bit more. They all seem so interesting. However, I really hope that no one else is lying about their name. It's struggle as it is, and now Sophia is actually Liana. Next thing, you're going to tell me that Dag isn't actually a full name or something. Everyone's going to bed super early, so I'm really hoping they don't expect me to wake up just as early. I think the plan tomorrow is to figure out what the upper city is saying about those escaped prisoners. Try and find some supplies and lay low while the innkeeper, Tanner, I remembered, tries to help clear our names. Oh, and I'm sending word to Moore and Essen under a super secret codename of K, so they know I'm safe. Anyway, that's all for tonight. Check in soon. Love, Kyria. XOXOXO.
That was brilliant.
God.
Love it.
Oh, wow.
That was an absolute pleasure.
As we pick up this evening, you all step foot outside the Mark into the UC, the Undercity, as it's known. It is first thing in the morning, but something strikes you immediately that the temperature down here seems to be almost as cold as any point during the day. And is it morning? Can you tell? It's dark here all the time. There's dimly lit lampposts that spatter the main street of the UC, but given that the majority of this place is cast in shadow, it could be the middle of the night, could be middle of the afternoon, could be raining, snowing, who knows at this point. All you know is that you have set out from the Tanner's Mark with a task of what exactly? Well, I'll leave that up to you. So as we join Kyria, Pim, Liana, Virgil, and Dag, as they step out from the rear entrance, or the back door, so to speak, of the Tanner's Mark, under the shadow of whatever time of day it is, we join them there, in a very low-lit alleyway at the back of the Tanner's Mark.
Right, well, my shack on the west wall is about 45 minutes from here, but is there anything else anyone else wants to take care of?
I mean, not down here. No, I don't have contacts or friends this way. We all know what we need, but what do you have in your home exactly?
Very little and probably nothing that you need.
Well, I feel a little bit out of my element, so to speak, right now. I don't know about the rest of you, but some more protection would be nice, and I really need to find a piece of nature.
Okay,
It's hard to cast spells otherwise.
that's fine. I mean, obviously there's the suggestion I made earlier that I could potentially disguise myself and head up top. And Timothy, you could, I don't know, are you able to disguise yourself somehow? You could maybe come with me and...
I mean, I can't really disguise myself, but I am quite sneaky. I mean, people don't usually look at me and think that I'm an escaped criminal. They usually think that I'm a child.
Well, that's true. We could potentially figure something out. Maybe do a little ruse where I, disguise myself as your mother or something, and then we bundle you up in your cloak and go shopping. That's an idea.
That could work. Yeah.
Find you some nature.
I mean, we have this, and I take the piece of cloth that I found on the way into the mark.
Yep.
This would probably suffice as a proper cloak for you.
Should we swap? You
Well,
take
I'm
mine,
good.
I take yours.
I'm good now. I'm not going up above, so you can take this. If you two want to go above, and the rest of us go to Dag's hole, then I think that's probably for the best. You two, as I said, with the cloak and your disguising thing, it's probably the safest option above ground.
Okay.
I would potentially, as nice an idea of a plan as that is, if they believe we have escaped into the UC as they have, the SBC, being what they are very well versed in magic and minor illusions, and the hopes that they won't notice who you may or may not be might not go as well as you'd hoped. If they are guarding the ways up, doing searches, we don't know quite how well they are looking for us, and if they find you coming up with a minor illusion and a cloak, that may be the last time we see you. As much as I appreciate the idea, I think we have to stick together before we start separating.
And not only that, if they do find you, who knows what means they will apply to get you to tell them where we are.
Maybe we should wait until Tanner finds out exactly what the situation is up there before we try that then.
Suppose so.
All right. So we head to your place then first.
Just briefly.
Okay.
We shouldn't stick around there.
Dag, you're more well accustomed to this part. Kiri, I assume you are as well a little bit, but are there stalls, sellers, markets, anything like that Does much make its way down here for gold exchange?
Very little in the way of.
Dag, roll me a history check.
Okay. Rolled behind my. Oh, it's not bad. History 12 plus 14.
Kind of on what I believe you were going to say, that not much in the way of reputable sellers down here.
Yeah, exactly.
But you
it's basically
do
what we went over last week,
Yeah,
like
but-
junk sellers, stuff like that.
Yeah, but you do know of one place, not that you've been or know where it is, but you have heard of somewhere called the Twisted Bazaar.
Hmm.
I mean, there's a place I've avoided because you want your equipment to be operable and reliable, but given the position we're in, it could be worth trying.
And we have very little option in the way of anything else at the moment.
You're right. Well, let's make our way to the west wall. I can take us routes that are off the main thoroughfares. Keep an eye out for any patrols. Stay low.
DM,
Mm-hmm.
question
Yeah.
about the night market.
Yep.
How frequently is it? And where is it? Because I know I've been. I can't. I'm trying to find on the OneNote. I can't find where it is.
1 second. Do. You mean the Midnight Market?
Midnight Market, yeah.
That's in the lower city.
That's in the lower.
Yes. The Midnight Market is in the lower city.
So I will begin trying to guide people in a surreptitious manner as possible towards the west wall, towards where I've been hunkered down.
Okay. I think given your time spent here, you would know the safest of routes and the more concealed routes. But a question to the party would be, are you trying to stay a little bit undercover and keeping to the shadows as much as possible, being as stealthy as you can, I suppose, would be the question.
I think Kyria, kind of getting in their head a little bit, is going to cast Disguise Self on themselves and is going to become kind of a same height, around 5'3" human, thin, scraggly woman with long brown hair that clearly has not been cut in a long time, and just quite sallow skin and jaw, and just kind of a bit of a hunch, and is just walking along side.
I think at the very least, even if everyone's just sort of quietly sort of walking along behind, Dag would have his tattered scarf over his face at this point.
Okay.
And he would be moving as stealthily as he possibly can, a little bit ahead of them, checking corners, checking for patrols, and kind of just waving on when the coast seems clear.
Okay.
Yana's less worried than she was when she first got down here, but she's making sure she can see Dag because he's so stealthy, but she is keeping her eye out for any SBC.
Okay.
She's not being super stealthy either, because she's not as worried as she was when she first got down here.
Okay.
I think Virgil, for the most part, is sort of keeping to the center of the group and is really more keeping not so much low, because he's not small by any stretch of the imagination, but there's an air of sort of, okay, I'll move quickly between streets and stuff, but he's more getting a feel for the vibe of the people in this place, so sort of taking note to look through streets when we pass them to see what the people are like, what they're doing, how they're behaving, what the sort of the general atmosphere of the Undercity is, being as he's never been here before.
Okay.
I'm sort of trying to get a feel for it.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Pim?
I think Pim would stick kind of close to Dag just to help out with the scouting of patrols and things like that.
Okay.
But making sure that he stays behind him or sticks to the shadows where he sticks.
Okay, no problem. I will have then the following rolls from you all, if you don't mind. Dag, I will have a stealth roll with advantage. The same for you, Kyria, please. Liana, I will have a perception check. Virgil, I'll also have a perception check as well as you, Pim, as well, please.
Would mine be deception? Because I'm being someone else, or would it be?
You can add a deception roll. Roll stealth.
Okay.
Roll stealth with advantage and add a deception roll as well. And just tell me what both of them are, please.
Okay.
Okay. Dag.
26.
26. Okay, so you, Dag, you do. I mean, this is kind of bread and butter for you. So you are pretty much like.
But I am like sort of making clear to them where I'm. So I'm not hiding to the point where they can't see.
No,
me.
no, of course. So with that role, what I kind of take from that is because of how much you tend to try to keep to the shadows anyway, it's not so much that you're like vanishing and trying to be as invisible as possible, but you're effectively guiding them through the areas of the easiest way that like they could walk without them being spotted, as well as keeping yourself. And what is also remarkable about what you're doing at the moment is that any sort of like puddles that could like draw someone's attention towards you by you stepping into it, you're kind of maneuvering around them and kind of like maneuvering around like thick patches of like squelchy mud and stuff and kind of directing people through that.
Yeah, you see Dag is very much moving almost as if you would imagine like a hunter-gatherer moving through a dense forest. He's not like back to one thing, checking, and then moving and back to one thing and check. He's very just sort of like creeping through it in a fluid motion. And just every now and then putting a hand back to you, just almost like he's on a hunt. Okay,
no problem. The next person asked for a roll was you, Kyria, please. Could you tell me what you rolled for both deception and stealth?
So stealth advantage was a 6.
Sick.
Deception 24.
That's fine. So it's not. So with those rolls, then I think for what I get from those is that you're not necessarily keeping to the shadows, but more like full well that even if somebody did spot you, you blend in well enough with the people around here to not draw too much attention. And talking of the people around here, Virgil, what did you roll for perception to see what you could glean from that?
16.
16. Could you also roll me an insight, please?
Yes, I can. Insight, okay. Just an 11 for insight.
An 11, okay. So what you see is you kind of like, as Dag gets to the, to any kind of lull and gap within little alleyways and stuff and darts across, and you kind of like not meander through, but as you're walking, you kind of walk through at a bit of a slower pace, but you're keeping your eye out very much for the people around here. And something that kind of strikes you is that the citizens of the UC, they tend to, and it strikes you that they tend to kind of move without purpose, if you know what I mean. People are just kind of like mulling about.
Yeah.
You see a lot of people that are visibly destitute, a lot of people that are kind of like in some kind of like half-built lean-to that's at the side of somebody else's fully built lean-to, and they're just kind of like sat with, in the mud, knees up, with the kind of hands towards the face, obviously contemplating where their next meal may come from. And that something that strikes you immediately as Kyria is walking through is that her disguise is that good that she could, particularly easily walk through, say, the main thoroughfare and would not stick out given like the jaunt features of this disguise that she is currently put on. You see that with that as well, and with the insight, you see that nobody really seems to try and pay much attention to anybody. Nobody's really on like high alert, and I think Dag, you would notice this from like dipping between the alleys. But Liana, what did you get for your perception?
I got a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. You definitely do not see any members of the SBC, but what you see is as you are going down one of the alleyways and you see that And it isn't uncommon because you spotted this on most of like the huts and the lean-tos that you've walked past at this point, is that they have like a lot of parchment that's been nailed to them with like age-old wanted posters, or like traveling circus in town, just kind of like smatterings of parchment all over the sides. You see on one of the lean-tos, not near you, but like towards, so if you got to the end, like the end of one alleyway and had to turn left to go down the next, you saw it kind of like off to the right. On the other is 6 fresh parchments on the side of a building, and with that you spot one that could potentially be you on the poster.
If she had seen that, she would have said, I'll be back in a second, and gone for a closer look.
Okay. I will be back with you in a second. Timothy, what did you roll with your perception?
Dirty 20 as well.
Dirty 20. I think as you're kind of with Dag at the front, you see on a couple of occasions as you're making your way across that he's kind of like checked one way, and just as he's about to step, you've checked the other and just grabbed and kind of drawn him back from the entrance of an alleyway as a group of 3 or 4 members of the UC and citizens of the UC kind of like walk past. They don't seem to pay any attention to the side alleyways, but you just catch a couple of sights like that and drag Dag backwards a few steps just into the shadows of the alleyways that you're walking through, keeping a little bit of a distance, maybe like 3 or 4 feet behind Dag, but every time he ends up getting to the exit of an alleyway that you're walking down, you kind of like quicken your pace to reach him, to kind of double check, and with that you make sure that the group stays relatively unspotted through that. As you reach the alleyway that you're about to turn left in, and Liana pauses and rushes off a little bit of speed, not racing off, but a little bit of a quicker walk, you walk up to this board and pull one of the parchments off, and it says quite clearly, wanted for crimes against the city. Treat with caution. Do not apprehend. Alert SBC of any news. Dangerous criminal. And there's a picture of you on the parchment, and you kind of like, your paw kind of shakes a little bit with it in your hand as you kind of like, your eyes reach up, and each parchment has an individual image of each of your current party members, including an additional one. As you see on the end, there is another fresh parchment with the same writing on it. Except this one says, wanted, dead or alive, and has a picture of an older gentleman with a long greyish beard that has been tied into a braid on his chin, with braided greyish hair into a sort of Ragnar Lothbrok type hairstyle, with a fierce look on their face. As you kind of pick this, kind of make me a history check. I'll see if you can kind of piece together who this may be.
That was good. History.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I have anything towards history, do I? History,
One of thought so, love.
I got a minus. Okay, so that's a 17.
Nice.
It bears striking resemblance to the individual that pushed past you all inside the cart as you were being freed, though a striking resemblance, but doesn't exactly look like how you remember him looking as he burst out of there.
Right. Okay, so I am going to pull all 6 and make my way quickly back to the group.
Okay, no problem. You managed to make your way through the UC through the aid of all of your ability checks, and after around half an hour to 40 minutes, you make it to the more westerly side of the UC together.
In my time here,
Mhm.
did I establish any sort of acquaintances with anyone who also sort of shacks up in this area, who might have like kept a lookout for me if ever I was like trying to escape something, or like kept an eye on my place and let me know if anyone had come around or anything like that?
I don't think you would have done, no. I think you will have maybe made pleasantries with a couple of people that shack up near you, just to kind of familiarize your face with theirs, so they kind of know that you're situated in that same area. But I don't think at that point you will have made too many acquaintances in the short time you've been here, given your main aim for being here.
Well, knowing that there are people around here that at least know my face, before I approach the shack, I'll take a very thorough look to see if anyone else is keeping an eye on it or keeping an eye on this area.
Okay, make me it's gonna be,
and I would sort of maybe even like sort of tell those guys to wait for a minute and properly go like round and check in some places like that I know have viewpoints onto the place.
Okay, make me an investigation check then, if that's the case, rather than perception.
Okay, so that's 11.
11. Given the time of day and given the proclivities of the type of people that live down here, a lot of them being nocturnal, but also with the being no time of day down here to account for, you do kind of peek into a couple of shacks that are kind of adjacent to where yours was on the back wall, one of them being vacant, but the one on the far side from where you are, you kind of peek in and you see the tatty ginger-haired chap that was shacked up there when you were here last is still there, but is currently fast asleep in their cot.
Okay.
As he's off doing his scouty bit, I will pull the rest of the group together and show them the posters. I saw these on one of the walls. They seem to want this guy much more than anyone else, so at least that's something.
Kiri's gonna immediately try and get theirs.
Okay.
Is it a good picture?
Surprisingly, everybody else's seems to be a really, standard artist rendition. Yours seems to be a little bit disproportioned. Like your horns are a little bit off center as to where they should be, and they haven't quite got like some of your features where they are naturally, and it kind of upsets you at this point.
Just a Picasso picture.
Like
just a square circle.
This looks nothing like me.
That might work in your favor, sweetie.
Yes, but
Timothy's gonna ask for his picture as well.
Yeah, at this point, I'm just going to hand everyone's to them, and I'll keep mine, Dag, and the mystery guy.
So as
Does
you
it
guys
say anything on
Do any of you know
pictures,
this
like,
guy? And she will hold up. I
Okay,
think
sorry.
he looks like the guy that was in the cart with us, but I can't quite tell.
I mean, vaguely, if it's 6 posters, 6 people, I'm guessing he was the mystery member who left during the initial bust out of the cart. Why they want him dead, I don't know, but at least they're looking for him more than they are us, by the looks of things.
I can't imagine what he did that
Looks-
was so bad compared to
clear.
what we've done. Oh, you're here. This is you. And she holds up your poster.
Dag just kind of takes it out of your hand, looks at it for a second, goes, "That might be a new record." Throws it on the floor, steps on it. Right, are we ready?
Okay, just before you do,
Did his have his name on it?
No, none of them do.
Okay.
Just before we continue, Pim, you asked a question a second ago.
Yeah, does it say what we're wanted for on our each individual picture?
It does not know.
Okay.
There's no bounty or anything either, is there?
Nope. It There is not on any of them. What you are all noticing, though, as you all kind of stand here, is that a lot of the shacks and the huts that are here are cobbled together, like mismatched pieces of wood and like corrugated steel, like that's been kind of jumbled up together to form these shacks and these huts.
Proper shanty town.
Exactly that, yeah, very much shanty town. There is no, like, there ain't no fucking building regulations that have been put in place with the, you know, with the erection of any of these huts or lean-tos or shacks or anything. They have been just banged together, and almost as if, as you kind of like get towards the outer walls, like the quality of these shacks get worse and worse, and where you're currently stood, you see that a lot of like the lean-tos have holes in the walls and aren't properly protected or secured. A lot of them don't have doors; they just have like half cloth, tattered bits of fabric hanging in a gap that forms some part like a door of sorts. As Dag kind of comes back and asks, "Are you ready?"
As ready as we're ever going to be, I suppose. Is it an actual building, or are we just going to something like this?
Don't worry, it's not as bad as you might think. I know I look like this coming out of a prison cell, but I'm not a complete... Anyway, let's go. And Dad kind of walks up to one side, and there's a little bit like sort of, which almost looks like the entrance to another area of lean-tos, and he just puts his foot against one piece of wood sticking out the ground and just like lifts up on sort of like a hinge, like a big piece of metal, and just like holds it back with his back because it seems quite heavy, or to him at least, and just kind of ushers you guys in. Just gives you a
You
nod.
need a hand with that.
No, I'm all right. Do you need a hand getting in?
I'm okay, and I go down.
Okay.
Is it a ladder? Is it just a drop down? What is it?
It's ladder. There's like little half bits of little half bits of rebar and some 2x4 that have just been like jammed into the earth to form rudimentary like sort of steps in.
Yeah.
And I scoot down.
Okay.
Virgil's probably going to sort of not shoo, but gently move Kiri and Pim to the hole, and just like, everyone in, come on.
Yep.
Skip.
Yeah, we're both skipping.
Yeah, no problem. You all make your way down.
I'll just have one quick scout around. I'll just have flavor, just a quick look around before I shut the thing. I'm not going and
Cannonball!
Okay, no problem. Virgil, the first thought that immediately strikes your mind is it's definitely as bad as you thought it was.
I touched, I was like, oh, God, oh no. Okay.
There is a raised area with some straw on it.
There is a raised area with some straw, but
he splashed out.
It is essentially a hole in the ground that has been custom fit. You are all, I wouldn't say cramped, but there's not a lot of room to swing a cat, let's say that.
Our cat's very big, so
Dag just drops down and says, well, make yourselves comfortable. And then he's just going to start rummaging around for whatever he might have left.
Okay.
All stood shoulder to shoulder on the other side of this thing as he's looking like a 5-foot square of us. Like, sure.
But like this.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It is exactly like that. Yeah. This isn't exactly like it's a huge room. It's more. It serves a purpose.
Yeah.
Okay, so how this is going to work, Dag, is I want you to roll me a history check first of all to see if you can remember where you stashed some stuff.
Look at the squirrel.
And depending on how well you roll, it will dictate what you find.
Okay.
Is
So
it
history,
light
yeah?
in here, or is it completely dark, by the way?
Dimly lit. You see that there's like...
I think I would have kept like a candle there or something
Yeah.
like that. Just a very small.
Could
I'd use the flint and steel to light the candle as I get in there.
Could I produce a small flame in my hand
Sure.
to sort of help light up this area?
You certainly can, yeah.
Deanna flinches away because she's very, very close to you, and she's furry. So she's like, "Hey, be careful with that."
Okay, what did you roll?
Sorry.
Oh hell yeah! I just rolled it. History.
Yeah.
21.
Ooh.
Hey.
You
Not fallen anymore, baby.
I was eyeing up my inspiration as well just then. I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to use that, aren't
okay?
I? Bang, 19 on the dice.
Excellent stuff. So you didn't hide much.
Nope.
Because you're a man of simple need. Well, not simple needs, but more. You don't.
I need to be able to get out.
You carry everything that's of value of such on your person at any given time. However, you do find, you find a couple of little things. So you find a water skin.
Right.
Yeah. You find a flask of oil.
Ooh, we take those.
You find a small bag of ball bearings.
Oh, there's so many things on my shopping list.
You find 2 lockpicks. That is not a thieves tool kit. You find a thieves tool kit. However, it is 2 individual lockpicks. The way that these work is you can roll an ability check with a lockpick. Depending on the DC, it will either unlock or it will break the lockpick.
Okay,
You've all fucked me up. I'm going to start saying tweeze again.
Including the one that I got given when we got busted out, I now have 3 lockpicks. Is that correct?
Correct.
Love that.
You also find you have the candle, obviously.
Love it.
You also have a smoke stick. It's not
Stick to smoke or a stick that smokes.
It's essentially a smoke grenade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll me an investigation check just to see if you can find the one last item to see if you can or not.
Dag, stop curious and start snooping.
It's 11 on the dice for a 15.
Oh, you needed to beat a 14. You find your little coin pouch with your rainy day fund in it.
Cool. And I'll just immediately add that to the rest of my funds.
Okay.
How much? What I got?
You have an additional 30 gold pieces.
Boom, baby. Okay.
Damn.
And
so as you see,
yep.
you see Dag just kind of very much just like pulling things from like little hidden places underneath where he sleeps. And then like there's one sort of bit of wood which almost looks like a skirting board, and he puts the rusty dagger behind it, just pops it off, pulls out a couple of things from there. But then the last thing you see him fussing over, be like, where the fuck is it? Where is it? So if that prick's coming here and taking it, I'm gonna be. And then eventually he just pulls up a small like cracked pot with a little lid on it, and just pulls it out, pours out what looks like a bunch of like old salt or rotten grain or something, and then this little coin pouch pops out of it. Yes. Like that.
Is the pot still functional?
A big crack down one half of it. Like the lid, there was no point of the lid even being on it.
Shit.
But you managed to find all your gear or your stashed items.
That's what Dag's doing while you guys do whatever you do for the next 10 minutes.
We're just watching you, intently just pottering around. You've got an audience of 5.
Well, I was going to say,
every now and then being like, oh, sorry, you move your foot. Just quickly.
would Dag stop them if Kyria started snooping? I was literally like mirroring your movements. It's just I'm just gonna look at other like floorboards to see if any other previous tenants have, stashed stuff there.
Love that. Love that. Roll me
I also like to
investigation.
imagine that through that, Kiri probably picked up the smoke stick and was like, "What's that?" Dag was like, "No."
Cool. Kyria, roll me an investigation check, please.
Sure thing. Okay. Oh my god, I got +3. 17.
Woo!
Though, and again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, I think you will, because you will have just forgot within seconds that Dag has checked a particular area.
Yeah, 1000%.
Pull the floor, like the skirting board that he kind of jacked out. You kind of gone, oh, there might be something behind there, but he's already got the stuff behind him. You pull it out more, and then though he's pulled the floor, like the skirting board off a couple of the sides of the walls, he hasn't pulled off all of them. And you go back to where the stairs are, and just on the bottom step there is a plank of wood that seems like it's been there for some time, and you just kind of stand on it ever so slightly as you're looking, and it rocks a little bit, but you then pull that floor, the thing up, and just underneath it is what looks to be something wrapped in really, really old, dirt-ridden cloth.
They, like, really gently pick it up and take it out. Place it on their lap, because they're now crisscross applesauce on the floor. And just throw caution to the wind and just unwrap it.
Sitting in a puddle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you start unwrapping a book.
Ooh.
A book.
A book.
Okay. You have the book in your hand, and you see
I've got
that
a book.
it has a red, what it looks to be an old red leather casing on the book, but it's been there that long that you can just about, hold on, just about read the name of the book, which, bear with me.
Sort of probably watching Kiri doing these things just slightly behind Dag, and this sort of looking at all the looted areas that have already been looted type thing in a video game, like shit's empty. Even though it should be. It's sort of staring at us. Dag, is that yours?
Dag turns around and just sort of says, no, that's not mine. It must have been the previous owners. I found this place empty. I didn't really search around much. It didn't look like there was much to find. All yours, finders keepers.
You find the name of it, as you're reading it, Kyria, is Spellbound Seductions, The Tales of Passion.
Yes! We found porn! Oh no, not in a place like this as well.
Session 3, and we're already finding smut.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Essentially.
You see Kyria, like, looking at this and just, like, getting really excited that it might be, like, adventures and stories and histories untold or spells, and then they're like, struggling to read it in this light, and they ask, Pim, could you just turn that flame away from me? The contrast in the light, it's messing my eyes up slightly.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
I'll walk over to Dag.
And my eyes kind of brighten slightly, and I read this red book, and I read that, and my face goes bright red, and I throw it behind me.
The book.
I will attempt to
I
catch
pick it up.
Pim leads to catch it, Virgil, and you kind of like, oh, no.
I'm definitely going for it.
Pim. Sorry, darling. It's not a book for youth. It's magic.
What is it?
Dark magic. It's
Dark magic.
very dark enchantments. Just the kind of thing you don't need to know right now. You're just too sweet. Let me just take this very dangerous book of Arcana, and I will. And he's just going to sort of like, not pushing him away like aggressively, but just like back at it. And just, I'm going to take that and slip that into a pocket.
Inside check.
Sure. Roll me insight. Virgil, either roll me perception or deception. You don't have to say which.
Persuasion.
So yeah, persuasion. Thank you. I'm not doing well tonight, am I?
You're doing wonderfully.
Okay.
I hope you have a good charisma modifier.
I do.
Grim Quest, and on this day the holy relic was found. This is the MacGuffin, guys. This is what the whole campaign's about.
Can't believe you found it in session 3. Okay, Pim, what did you roll?
24.
And Virgil, what did you roll?
I'm not supposed to tell you, am I?
You're supposed to tell us what. Yeah, don't tell us what you rolled. Just tell me the number you rolled.
Oh, sorry, I only rolled a 16.
16. Pim, you get the impression that though there doesn't ring much truth in what he's saying, his actions seem very persuasive in that he definitely doesn't want you to see the book.
Okay.
Thank you. You're just the best.
I'm quickly gonna try and take a peek at the title.
With your passive perception, you definitely do manage to catch it.
What was the title again? Sorry.
I snicker to myself.
Spellbound Seductions: The Tales of Passion.
Dope.
Okay, so you managed to gather all the things from Dag's hole in the ground.
Yeah, you see Dag sort of like sorting some of the things, the pouch of coins that he got from the person in the Tanner's Mark and the pouch of coins that he had in his sort of stash. He attaches both of those to parts of the strap, to his loincloth, and starts organizing his stuff for like easy access. And then says, right, well that's me sorted, got what I could. It wasn't much, but worth the trip at least.
I mean, you're muted.
We can get out of here. It's really my fur's getting dirty. Please.
Yeah, sure. I wouldn't recommend sticking around here for too long. It's only a matter of time before they find out about this place.
And she's already halfway up the ladder.
Okay.
Oh, give me a second, and shut the flame off from my hand.
No problem.
Okay.
Can I be keeping an eye out for any discarded glass while we're walking around from now on?
You can, yeah, of course, yeah. Maybe a general perception check. Mind you, what's your passive?
My passive is only a 13.
A 13.
I'm happy to go with that because I'm literally saying just...
Yeah, that's fine, yeah. That's what I was double checking.
If I spot it, I'll go for it.
Okay, yeah, cool. So you all managed to climb out of Dag's safe hole, back into the western side of the UC. What next?
Alright, so you said you wanted to try and acquire some materials, and I wouldn't mind that as well, so I think the best place to go for that is a place they call the Twisted Bazaar.
You know where that is?
Roughly. Not been myself, but I've been informed of it.
Lead the way then. To a place you roughly know.
Yeah, I'll begin sort of heading in the general direction of where I've heard it is.
How long has it been? Just so I know, in terms of disguised self.
45, nearly an hour.
Okay, so it's about to fade.
Yeah, nearly an hour.
Okay, in which case I will, if it's kind of, everyone else seems to have been okay, I will drop disguised self behind an alleyway before coming back out as myself.
Okay, no problem. You all managed to make your way from the western side of the UC back towards more of the middle area, which is where the Twisted Bazaar is located. Along the way, Dag, you do manage to get a couple of bits of broken glass. Less than a handful, but like you're picking up more shards than it is fragments. So I'd say maybe 3 shards of broken glass. Where bottles have smashed, and you've kind of like picked up one of the largest like fragments of it.
Yep, fine.
You all managed to make your way to, as I say, more of the center of the UC. Though again, there doesn't seem to be much difference in the architecture or anything like that. A lot of the buildings are ramshackle. It's just there's a little bit more of a pedestrian foot traffic in this area. Though even when you have to traverse more well-trodden paths, it doesn't seem like many people pay you much attention. If you're down here, people just kind of assume that you're down and out. It's the same as everybody else here, so nobody really pays much mind to you. After another 25-minute walk through the UC, you come across a building that is a little larger than those around it, still ramshackle, still put together, not built, but put together. However, it does have 4 solid walls, solid roof, a door, everything that you would anticipate of a building. It's not a hut or a shack, it is a building as such. But it does look a lot more put together than a lot of other places around here. You don't see anything hanging from kind of a banner or anything outside. However, as you kind of like walk towards it, when you get within 10 feet, you just see the words of the Twisted Bazaar illuminate in kind of cat scratch on one of the walls in like luminescent ink that's only visible from a certain distance. So as you get closer, it does show up to you.
And you've never been here before, have you, Doug?
No.
So you don't.
So we,
Here you go.
so we don't know what to expect.
I mean, have you been to a bazaar before?
I don't even know what a bazaar is. I don't think.
Like a market.
Oh well, I've been to markets before. We have farmers markets every fall.
It will likely be slightly different to that, but similar vibe. Various shop fronts and tenders selling
Not
their
as much
wares.
space to move around.
No, a bit more closed in.
Oh well,
Just stick
that
close
sounds
to us.
pleasant.
Stick
I'll
close
walk
to
in.
us. Shout out anything, or point out anything you're looking
Pim.
for.
Pim, come back. Come back.
Uh,
Hold one of our hands.
Him just kind of like holds his hand up but continues walking towards the front door.
I run in, I grab his hand, and walk in with him.
Okay, you.
As they do that, I just look to Doug and just go, "We're gonna have to get a flag for that boy. Seriously."
I love that idea of seeing Pim with one.
Yeah, helium
Flag
balloon.
just going-
Tie a helium balloon to his hand.
It's
You- walk in, and unlike any other shop front that you've seen, a lot of things aren't like well displayed, or you kind of like step into this building and sit. Oh, that is the wrong music. I just put on a magic item shop, and it's definitely not one of them. You kind of step in, and you see that there is just kind of a couple of kind of stands as things on boxes. There is a desk at the front. This place is only say 25 feet across, 15 to 20 or so feet deep. It's a small shop, this, and behind the counter turns a very well-spoken individual who has flowing silver hair, though a little tattered, kind of looks like it, hasn't been washed in a couple of weeks, but still has an okay shine to it. Pointed ears poke out from either side of the flock of hair on this elven's head, who is clean shaven. You see that they have a tattered cloak that melds kind of seamlessly into the dim lit surroundings. You see that they have quite a lean frame. You see that they have subtle kind of scars and scarring on their face. Kind of gives you the impression that they've lived quite a long life on the fringes of society. For the more perceptive of you, so Pim, you would probably see this at this point. You see that they have a silver pendant that kind of dangles on a chain around their neck, which catches the glimmer of the lantern light that illuminates this room. You also see that the sleeves are only rolled up just beyond the wrist, but as they kind of place their arms in a kind of bow on the desk, you see that around their wrists are tattoos that symbolize that of like arcane symbols that kind of peek out from the edges of their sleeves that kind of hint towards maybe a connection to the mystic arts. You see that, again, despite the grim grit of the slums, their attire is strangely elegant, with a kind of overcoat that has definitely been worn in, kind of fraying around the edges, but one that would, if you were to guess, probably has hidden pockets on the inside that kind of hold many hidden things. They kind of lean themselves over on the desk. For those of you that are, I would say, around Kyria's height, Pim's height, you kind of like spot their boots. You are kind of short.
Yeah, but not compared to him.
No. That's why I said and Pim. You see that they are wearing a mismatched pair of boots. One kind of brown in leather, very dirty, but the other adorned with what looks like trinkets and charms that kind of complete this eccentric ensemble. Their lips kind of curl with a wry smile as you walk in, as they go, "Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Twisted Bazaar.
Hello.
Trader of all things lost and found. Tell me, what is it you're seeking today? Maybe it has been found and located here in the bazaar."
Quick question, DM.
Mm-hmm.
Among the trinkets and charms and the pendant or necklace.
Yeah.
Do any of them have any religious connotations?
No, they do not.
Okay.
Well, I just have to say, right off the bat, you look absolutely incredible. I love those boots. Love that. Incredible. I think we're all in the market for some goodies, really. We've found ourselves a bit, out of sorts at the moment, and I'd love to know what you had.
Well, thank you for your wondrous compliments, though flattery will not get discounts here in this establishment.
Oh, I was just being nice. I wasn't expecting anything.
One must dress for business as business is best. Now tell me, what sort of interest do you have, and what do you need? If it has been lost and found, it may make its way into your possession once again.
When you say lost and found, does that mean you just happen across items and give them back to their rightful owners, or you find things and sell them back on?
Best
I want to know.
not to ask questions that one might not like the answer to. Things get lost all the time, and people come across things, whether they belong to other people or were in the possession of other people at the time. Who is to know?
Would those items be things from here or things from sort of a little bit more up the ladder,
Near
so
the
to
man.
speak?
We have things from all places. I have a wide array of things, although my prized possession is not in my possession at the moment. But
Prized possession?
nonetheless, I have many wares for you to peruse, and if you want to purchase, then a bargain to be struck.
So Dag is currently sorry, go on.
Deanna is while he's rambling on, she's kind of got a bit bored with the whole spiel, so she's now just sort of like looking round the store, the room, to see what sort of items, if it's just everything, if it's like mainly weapons, if it's mainly potions.
Oh, there's bits of everything in here. There are a few bits of weaponry, there's a few bits of adventuring gear, a couple of potions, none which look brand new, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
This is all kind of like, this is essentially the impression you get is that this guy is, it's a charity shop. This is the British Heart Foundation of the UC.
We're thrifting, guys. We're thrifting.
I love it. I'm here for that.
Yeah.
Leanna's
so-
looking out for 2 items in particular, so she is looking out for an axe, even though she knows she can't afford it, because she likes to appreciate a good axe, and she is looking out for rope.
Okay, no problem. You do not find a battle axe as such. You do find a little hand axe, but you don't find a battle axe. You see that there is rope available.
Right, I will pick up the rope and the hand axe, and I will.
I will just point out that GrimQuest said, "Buy everything. He deserves your patronage."
Yes, he
Yeah, I
does.
agree.
We have
I
no
will
goals.
be heading back to the till, the main desk. She'll put the rope just down on there, and then she'll like kind of turn over the axe in her hand. How much for this fine little axe?
That is a wonderful weapon. May have been used before, it may not. That I can do for you for 5 gold pieces.
That is quite the bargain. And the rope?
Well, now just Leanna, hold on a second. I don't want to start. Sorry, Joe. So your name was what again?
Where are my manners? My name is Vesper Shadowhand.
Vesper Shadowhand. I love it. Very dramatic.
Everyone taking desperate notes.
And yours?
Virgil. Virgil Lethem. At your service.
And I am at yours.
So, you just offhandedly mentioned that you were potentially missing something you enjoyed. Now, I've been around cellars quite a lot in my time. I know scratch my back, you scratch yours, and so on and so forth. So, maybe we can work something out. A little work for a little discount, perhaps?
We can discuss work. And I'm getting oddly uncomfortable with the amount of questions you are asking. You are here to purchase something, or know my life story, my dear? If
I
you
don't
want my
know
life
your life story or where you're going. All I want to know is if you have something that needs doing. We are 5 very capable individuals who could perhaps do that for you.
Well, that is yet to be seen. There is something that troubles me, though I do not know if you're going to be the ones to help.
And you don't know
See,
what we
my
want?
most prized possession was stolen not days ago. Stolen by miscreants, I would think, and they are gone into the wind.
What was it? Your treasured item?
That would be a beautiful gold-plated clock of wondrous design that was acquired from the high city. My most prized possession, worth a pretty penny. Though I was not able to spend much time with it before it was rudely whisked away. But it holds arcane properties, which I am very, very interested in.
You don't
Magic
say.
clock.
And, well, I suppose you haven't had time with it, but these arcane properties, are they deep?
Deep, mysterious, unknown. As he waves his hand in front of your face.
Dag comes back to the counter carrying a big bundle of stuff, which we'll go over in a minute.
Okay.
Just kind of puts it on the counter. Some little bits fall off and like go cover the counter a little bit. And he says, "Forget about the arcane properties. You mentioned a pretty penny. So why don't you tell us what pretty penny you'd be willing to pay to get it back for you?"
Oh, well, that all depends. See, if I am right in thinking, probably worth a fair 100, 200 gold pieces, if not more, to the right buyer. Though I am yet to find the right buyer here. Not long until I am back to the surface again, and I can open up my new store, which I plan on doing very soon, where I can be a reputable salesman once more, not down here in the shadows.
That's a
like it.
fine aspiration.
Doesn't really answer my question though.
Sorry, what was your question?
How much will you pay us to retrieve your clock?
I pay you. Well, that depends if you can even get your hands on it, doesn't it? Now, let us do business before we do business together. For I am untrustworthy of folk asking too many questions. The rope, dear, you can have for a mere 3 silver pieces.
Okay, so that is. I'm not good with numbers.
5
How much is that?
gold and 3 silver. Exactly. You have a mind for mathematics. Like
You
it.
do see she stumbles a bit when like trying to count out the coins. And kind of, no, she loses count and then tries again.
It is back.
And kind of just like goes over to Virgil. That's right, right?
Just and he pulls 2 back of the gold and then 1 of the silver back and is like, there you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your items.
Your patronage is gratefully received. And he puts the coin in the inside pocket of his jacket, and you hear it kind of clinging against other coins.
So while those guys were interrogating Vespa,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much as soon as Dag walked in, he just sort of let everyone go ahead and start. He saw this guy and he thought, oh God, this is a person who's got a lot to say. I can't be bothered with it. So he just went and just immediately started rummaging through and looking for the stuff that he knows he needs. So
Okay.
I'm gonna go through a little list of stuff.
Yep.
I'll mark what I pick up. You tell me what I can find here and what I can't.
Okay.
So pittance.
You don't find any pittance.
Okay. Rope. Obviously, we've established there is rope.
Yep. There was only
Okay,
one. There was only one 50-foot reel of hempen rope,
Okay.
and Leanna has bought that.
Okay. A hammer.
A hammer. Yes, you will find a hammer.
We got the hammer. Okay. Caltrops.
He does have caltrops. Yeah.
I'll take a bag of 20 caltrops for sure.
Yep.
A bell. Just a small bell.
You won't find a bell.
Okay. Fine. A grappling hook. Like the hook of a grappling thing.
You do find a grappling hook.
We're quite close to the sky ducks. So I'll take one of those. A crowbar.
No crowbar.
No crowbar. Any kind of like small steel mirror.
You do find a steel mirror.
Take that. Any additional oil flasks?
There is one more oil flask.
I'll take one more oil flask. Any coloured wax candles?
There is no coloured wax candle. There is a white waxed candle.
Never mind. Don't need it. Any pieces of chalk?
There is a piece of chalk.
Just the one.
There is one. Yes.
Okay, I'll take the piece of chalk. Any just small sacks, just like Hessian sacks?
There is no Hessian sacks, but there are 3 backpacks.
Okay, I'll take a backpack then.
Okay.
I'm more thinking of sacks as in the type you would put over someone's head, like I had earlier yesterday.
No, unfortunately not. No.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, but I'll take a backpack. That was on my list as well. Fishing line. I doubt there's any of that down here, is there?
No, there isn't.
Okay, fine. Whistles.
Nope.
Okay. That is, and then is there a scimitar? Anywhere?
No. However, you do. If you're looking for weapons, you see there is only a very small amount of them. You do see there is a dagger, a short bow, a club, and a sling.
Okay. I'll pick up the extra dagger then. Why not?
Okay.
Dag.
Hey!
It's
It's almost like
I've got one. It's almost as if I've got one tattooed on my chest. And any studded leather armor.
There is not studded leather armor. There is leather armor, though.
I might as well just save my gold and try not to get hit.
It's you. It's easy enough for you to do.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we're going with a steel mirror.
Okay, let me go through. 5 gold.
One backpack.
Copy.
7 gold total. I'm counting up total.
Okay. You've got it because I've got it here as well. A bag of caltrops. A hammer.
One at a time. 8 gold. Hammer. 8 gold, 5 silver.
An additional oil flask, which should
8 gold, 6 silver.
Yep. a piece of chalk, which would be a copper,
Yeah.
and then a dagger.
Yeah, and the grappling hook is 2 gold, dagger being 5 gold, so
Right.
8 plus 7, 15 gold, 4 silver.
Cool. So Dag just comes over, just puts those down, and then once he says to business, then Dag just says, "Well, how much do you want for all this?"
That will be 15 gold pieces and 4 silver.
He kind of checks over it a little bit, makes sure nothing's like no, the handle of the hammer isn't about to come off and stuff like that. Make sure just investigate all the bits quickly, just to make sure nothing's going to break immediately after I buy it.
Okay, make an investigation check. While you're doing that, who else is buying?
Well,
Okay.
Timothy's probably running around,
Okay.
looking at stuff, trying to find, see if there's any either. Well, you said there was leather armor. Is there a shield of some kind?
No shield, unfortunately, no.
Okay. Cooking utensils.
You will find cooking utensils, yeah.
A belt of pouches of some kind.
A belt of pouches.
Bandolier. Yeah, like a bandolier.
Is that what you're looking? Okay, I'm just double checking. I didn't know if you went a belt or pouches or a belt of pouches. A belt of pouches.
A belt with pouches tied to.
Sure, I'm gonna say you can find one of them.
Cool. Any chance for sprig of mistletoe? Some kind of a wooden wand or anything of that kind?
You do find a wooden wand.
Ooh.
Quickly check it over. Does it?
It
How
is.
does it look?
It is. It's battered, but it's an arcane focus for a druid. It is a wooden wand that has been through the mill.
Okay. Amazing.
Slight blood stain on the handle that seeps into the wood.
I'm gonna keep the blood stain there until after I buy
Yeah.
it, just to rack the price down. Amazing, and yeah, I think that's. Oh, is there honey or flowers anywhere?
No.
No. Okay.
No, you don't find any honey or flower. Flowers, even.
Yeah, no, not flower.
Yeah,
flowers.
you don't feed flowers. No.
Let's go.
Okay, cool. And no pedals either, or leaves or anything.
No, nothing of that nature.
Amazing. Hey, nothing of that nature. Sorry,
See what I did there?
Pun City today.
It's good. It's good.
Amazing. So Timothy's gonna walk up with the stuff and be like, "Is the leather armor even like? Would it even fit him, or would it be essentially just him running around with a sack?"
No,
over
it
him?
would. It would fit. It's the world of D&D, Pim. It will fit anybody who buys it.
Okay. Amazing.
It's
Magic for that
exactly-
reason and that reason alone.
Exactly the right size for whoever buys it.
Goldilocks effect. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Pim would sort of trudge along and be like trying to pop it over on the desk.
Okay.
I'll help him.
So let's run
Yeah.
through what you're buying then. So the wand,
Leather armor, wand.
okay, 15. Leather armor is 15, so that's 30 gold.
Christ.
Yeah.
Already over my limit. Okay, cooking utensils, what would that be?
5 gold.
And the belt with pouches.
10 gold for that. So you're talking 45 gold pieces, mate, for everything you wanted.
Fuck. Okay. Well, wand and pouches. How much would that be?
25.
Does anyone have 5 gold?
Yeah, 15 plus the 10. Yeah, 25 gold.
I mean, I have this amount of gold left. And she holds out
What do you need?
14 gold.
Well, I would like to get this one, and he holds up the wand. Although there's blood on this one.
Yes, it means that this has been used in warfare, and well.
But it's for druids. Druids don't use warfare. They
Well, this
deal
one
with plants.
really did. By his discretion, you want it, you buy it as is. 15 gold pieces for the wand.
Can we do maybe 10?
No.
Oh,
Don't
Okay.
worry, Pim. You can have my gold, the rest of my gold. And she does give you the rest of her 14 gold and 6 silver.
Yes.
Because I think you might need the armor. I just want to protect you a little bit. So she pushes that towards you, and then looks poignantly at the others, like,
I offered.
I'm
okay.
not done yet.
you guys shop first. I'll have a think about this.
Do you need
Thank
the
you,
wand? Do
Sophia.
you need the wand, Pim?
The wand would be quite useful.
Then buy
yes.
it.
Okay. Well, I'll start with the wand.
15 gold pieces.
Okay. 1, 2.
Hands over 15 gold. Cool. Excellent. So
you
who's
can add
next?
my 14 gold and 6 silver to your sheet.
Excellent. Kyria.
Okay, so I think during this time, Kyria spent a good few minutes like transfixed on this individual before getting distracted and looking around the shop, and like it's actually like still trying to overhear, but it's getting distracted quite easily because they think they're really cool. And so I'm looking I'm looking to see if there's any instruments, but let's be real, if there's any little trinkets.
Yep. I got you covered.
Yeah.
Oh, you want
someone's
trinkets?
prepared.
Oh, trinkets.
I got you back, baby. I got you. I got trinkets for dudes. You see a very particular little trinket that is what looks to be like a small pendant with a 4-leaf clover on it, made of a silvered metal.
Okay. No. I'm also looking to see if there's any like if there's a book at all that looks like a book of nature.
Okay, there aren't any books available.
No books. Fine.
However, you do find an instrument, but I'm not doing it to annoy you, but it will. There is a panpipe.
Yeah.
With the middle pipe missing. Almost like one of the key ones that you need. But it's got most of them, but there is one of them that's missing.
Okay. All right. Fine.
So it'll be like
yeah. Okay, so yeah, Kyria will pick that one up and we'll pick up the pendant.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna have a little scan around if and any of the sacks or any of the bags around to see if there happens to be any like bones just that have come in as people were like selling things.
Okay.
Like old, I don't know, maybe. There's a chance.
There is definitely.
It's going to be bones anywhere.
It's going to be. It is a
bones
slim.
being sold.
It is a slim chance. You don't unfortunately find any bones, I'm afraid.
Okay. How about a bit of wood that could be whittled?
Sure.
Whittled.
I will allow you some wood to be whittled.
Awesome. It's great that. All right, I will take those up to the counter then.
Okay, no problem.
We take the mere bits of whittling
and I will kind of go, right, okay, so first of all, love this.
That is a beautiful piece.
It's very cute.
It suits you.
Thank you. So, how much for that?
That will be 10 gold pieces.
10.
It is worth it, I promise you it is.
To be considered. Okay, and then how about this? It is broken, but we can make it work.
I will... By the pendant, I'll give you whatever that is.
Okay, I can make that work. Fine. Deal.
You can quite clearly see in Vesper's eyes that he has no idea what this instrument is or what the thing is that you're trying to buy. And he's just
It's
like...
the many-mouthed straw.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like...
A straw of many mouths.
Whatever this is.
Perfect. Okay, fine. So there's 10 gold. And could you also maybe, tell me a story about what your favorite thing in the store right now is? Obviously, I know that you've missed...
The thing that is missing cannot be replaced.
Obviously.
But,
I'm so sorry about that, by the way.
Thank you. I think if it was going to be anything, and he reaches under the desk and pulls out a small box and lifts it onto the table and opens the box to kind of show you all, and inside it is an amulet.
Ooh.
Oh.
What did dog do?
Arcana check.
This is my most prized possession. And if you are to spend many time down in the UC, it is probably worth your coin for this beautiful, fashionable piece of neckwear. Once per day can purify any drink or food. Once per day. And trust me, if you've eaten some of the stuff that you find down here, it is well worth the purchase. That I can let go for a mere 35 gold pieces.
Well, that is very interesting. I think that, I've already got another piece of neckwear. I wouldn't want to be greedy and get more. Does that tickle anyone else's fancy, perchance?
Not for me.
Fine, it is not it is an acquired taste, one that you may not have.
We're more
And he
looking
puts
for
it-
practical purchases.
Yes, practical purchases, they say, putting on their new necklace.
Yeah, he sort of just gives a very
The piece of
slow
wood.
turn of the head over to Kyria.
Okay, so you put the necklace on?
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct.
What?
That's
Let's
okay.
go.
You never want the DM to ask again, do you put the necklace on?
Okay, Virgil.
Feathers all over again. Sort of everyone having come and put their wares on the table, he sort of leans a little on the counter and goes, well, I need a spellbook, if you have one, or something that can be fashioned into a spellbook.
I may have one stashed away, but it is my own old spellbook. Not something I was willing to sell, for it holds dear, fond memories for me.
Oh, I'm sure it does. I mean, I know how much a spellbook means to a magic user, so what are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting, my dear, that you shop for a spellbook elsewhere. But if you must tear mine away from my beautiful hands, then I might be able to let it go for 50 gold.
Oh, you're serious? That's a 50% markup on most spellbooks, isn't it?
I told you it has deep sentimental value.
Well, then sell me the one that doesn't.
You are hard work.
No, I just know sellers when I see one, so I'm playing the game. Come on. This is the back and forth, the to and fro between gold and exchange.
I have not seen gold part your fingers yet, and you'll try to drive a bargain in my humble establishment.
I mean, you've had plenty of gold from my friends, and you'll get more from me. I just need to know what you're willing to part with for a reasonable price.
Make me a persuasion check, please.
I'm still counting.
Oh my goodness.
could I aid by still counting out gold?
Persuasion. Okay. This is why we put stuff into charisma. Because I'm not rageful anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, 15.
15. Fine. I do enjoy the to and fro, even if it's with someone less malleable. And he kind of like reaches it over to a desk and pulls a couple of drawers open and pulls the bottom drawer open and pulls out a book and places it down on the table and puts both hands on it and goes, "This item, it seems that it is the only thing of interest to you, so what are you willing to pay?"
Let me think. What do I have? Sort of pulls out his coin birds. How about 10 gold and a spell scroll?
I can see that you're not serious either. If this is what we're going to do, then why not make it 1 gold? And he just kind of
done.
places the book back in the drawer and kind of boots it shut and goes, "Now, if you have any other serious offers, I'm willing to hear them." Are you there? Small one. What are you looking at? You have the wonderful wand, but I can see that you have in your clutches there a nice set of leather armor, and, ooh, the belt of many pouches.
It's just a belt with pouches.
Exactly what I said.
You made it sound very mystical.
Wonderful words, darling. And this is what we do. Proprietors of shops, we tend to spin yarns to make the items once purchased, but yes, it's a bag of pouches.
To be fair, have you ever considered perhaps being a writer or storyteller?
The
You
days have gone yonder since I put quill to ink. Barely a
don't believe that for a
moment
second.
passes by, and yet a moment to think. I have tried, but it is not my strong suit.
I would beg to differ. Honestly, you do have a way with words.
You
Like my
are
friend said.
a group of flattering souls, aren't you?
Dag will kind of, after seeing sort of exchange, and now with his stuff readied away where he needs it, he's kind of almost standing impatiently by the door, expectantly, like a cat getting ready to go to the toilet. It's seeing this sort of exchange and it break down and the look of frustration go over Virgil's face, he just kind of pulls him aside back to the guy as he's addressing Timothy. And he just says, "Mission ready status, right?
Yes.
Get what you need. I'll foot you the money for now. Just don't go running off anywhere. You're clearly a capable person. So if it's materials you need, I can understand that plight. I'll provide what you need. I had a little bit stashed back at the hole."
It's not. I appreciate the sentiment, Dag, and thank you. I will probably need more gold than I have. What I'm trying to do is maybe set up contact, rapport. He's a merchant. I've been with merchants before. I know how they operate. If we do this for him, get him what he needs, perhaps we find ourselves, or perhaps more prudently, they find themselves in our debt. And you like that kind of thing, don't you? We scratch someone's back, they have to scratch ours eventually.
Rapport, you said. Interesting.
He
All right,
seems
well-
to need something done. We can definitely do it.
Sure, but we don't want to be running around into dangerous places if you're not able to do what you do best. So consider
Yes.
it. It's there if you need it.
All right, I'll
You
see
do
what
your
he's
thing.
charging.
And
Thank
also,
you.
I overheard it sounded like he had a couple of options. If he's got a book that's already got spells in it, then that might be the better option. I do have the funds to lend you if you need them. Just throwing it out there.
All right.
Do I overhear any of this with my
I don't.
passive perception?
I don't.
No.
I mean, you may catch little snippets, but probably not all of it because your attention is on Vesper at the moment as he's kind of like telling you this wonderful tale and you're kind of engaging with him. So it's very difficult
Don't worry,
to.
Pim. Dad and Dad are talking. It's fine.
Now then, was there any further purchases from you? As he addresses you, Timothy.
Well, my friend Virgil wanted to shop first.
Virgil, Sophia gave me some of her gold. Do you need some?
Okay, Vesper, what do you want for your spellbook? 50 is clearly beyond our capabilities right now, but give me a ballpark number.
Well, you wanted to buy it for 10. I can't let it go for 10, and you know better than that.
Yes,
Let's call it 30 gold pieces for now. It is old. It may have some scratchings in there that you might find useful. But I can't let it go for much more than that.
Well, it's definitely a markdown. 30 will do fine.
Very well.
Dag takes out 10 gold and just
Yeah.
moves it to
He sort
Virgil.
of backhands, takes it from behind, and walks to the counter, places three very neat piles of 10 in front of him.
And he hands you over an arcane grimoire.
I'll walk over and kneel down and put my hand on Timothy's shoulder. You should probably get something to look after yourself as well. Some protection.
Okay. Question. The leather armor really looks good, and I think I could use it because this place seems to be quite dangerous.
Yes.
But I do love some cooking as well. Unfortunately, I don't have enough gold for both the cooking and the leather armor. Could I perhaps, if I buy the leather armor, could I get a little bit of a markdown on the cooking utensil?
Make me a persuasion check.
Is it natural?
Because being a mark of hospitality halfling, I'm adding a D4 to my persuasion check. Come on, buddy. Okay, so that counteracts my -1, which is good. So 17.
17.
Nice.
Well, you are pretty cute, and I'd love to see you run around in that leather garment. So, sure,
No.
let's do that. I tell you what, little man.
Don't like that. Don't like that.
Purchase the leather
Dagman is shot
armor.
down.
Purchase the leather armor, and I'll throw in the cooking utensils just for you. Maybe you
Okay.
can use them to cook me a home meal sometime.
Danger.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Everything in the corner going.
I'll start counting out 15 gold.
No problem.
I will help him to expedite that circumstance so he doesn't get lost. halfway to
Quickly,
the-
just smack his hand so it all just clatters on the counter, pick him up and run out the shop.
Did you need to borrow any off me, Pim?
No,
No. Okay.
all good.
Now back to the business at hand. You said that you're capable people. Maybe you can, perhaps, retrieve my most prized possession. And if you do, yes, you, sultry one in the corner. If you do, I will make it worth your while. Let's say, bring it back to me, and I will pay you its worth. For it's worth more to me than what it could be sold for.
So you said 400 gold, yes?
I know I did not.
200 to 300, so we'll settle at 300 because of the sentimental value.
Well, let's hope half of you die then, and you can get more money between you. But either way, bring it back here, and I will certainly pay you what it's worth.
Can I, sorry, just to ask a couple of questions beforehand. I know you don't want questions, I don't want to hassle you, but it's more to get a lead on anything like that. You said it was originally from the High City, correct?
That is correct, yes.
I, nudged Virgil like a, proud of me, I remembered.
As you do, you just see a very pretty face, well done.
So these individuals who came and stole this precious item from you,
Don't.
did you, I know, I'm so sorry to bring it up, but did you see how they were dressed, or did you see them at all?
Oh, I did not see them at all. If I had, then don't worry, because there would have been bodies strewn out in the alleyway for all to see, for nobody fucks with Vesper Shadowhand.
Kiri's like,
Really?
who's that?
Yes. Okay, so that guy aside, where should we start then?
Well, look, let's kind of cut to the mustard, so to speak.
I don't like mustard.
Very high-valued items that change hands in a place like this often do it in certain circles. If you catch my drift.
Would I
Yes.
know anything about where he's talking about, given my background?
Possibly not, but regardless of that, he goes, every couple of weeks the shadow auction is placed. Now, I am not allowed to frequent there anymore.
I am.
The shadow market. Sorry, the shadow auction. Not the shadow market, the shadow auction.
Isn't the shadow auction part of... I thought you said in session 0 that was part of
No.
that.
It's a
My
different
bad.
thing. It's a different
I
thing
did not
entirely.
say that then.
I have, and everyone just kind of turns like,
They do, but we just don't know why.
yeah.
They don't know why either.
I am no longer allowed to frequent there because I tend to buy the best things to then hawk for more money. As I said, I have a dream to get to the surface again. Mayhaps.
Point of an auction?
Very astute of you, yes. Nonetheless, might be that if somebody's wanting to hawk a certain item for as much money as they can get their filthy grubby hands on, that would be the place to start. Though I don't know its location, it changes, as I'm sure you can appreciate. People who frequent the shadow auction tend not to be... well, you know the type.
Do you know
Yeah,
how
very
often
forthright.
they? Yes. Do you know how often they host this shadow auction?
Every couple of weeks, as I said. I don't know the
And it's
location.
coming up soon, or
I don't know. I've not been in some time. I wish I could help you
Right.
more. But
How
please,
does-
if
How does
you-
one get an invitation to the market then?
Well, you have to grease the right hands, make the right acquaintances. You know, rub shoulders with the rough and tumble type.
Be an issue.
Leanna's going to sort of drop her voice and sort of speak to Dag. Would Tannen? I mean, he knew your dodgy people. Would he know something about that?
I'm sure he'll have some idea.
Is there any more purchases you would like to make while in this fine establishment?
I think we're perfectly well. At least I am.
I think with
Thank
that-
you for my axe.
You
She
are
holds it
all
up. She's like,
very welcome, and do come back, won't you? But if you don't find me here, then my dream of being on the surface has been gained, and you are more than welcome to find me there.
We'll keep an eye out for your clock.
Ta-ta for now. And as you all leave the Twisted Bazaar, we are going to go for a quick break,
Mhm.
because my brain hurts from doing too much shopping.
It's all done now. It's all done. We're all very well equipped.
Lovely. So we will be back in around, let's say 10 minutes or so. So we'll be back maybe 5 past, if not a little after, but we'll try and keep it to 10 minutes. For those of you that are at home, thank you so much for joining us so far. Go and get yourselves a drink. Go get yourselves comfortable. And we'll be back in around 10 minutes or so. Take care. We'll be back.
Bye.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tales on Tap. Thank you so much for sticking with us through the break. Let's just jump straight into the action. So, you
With
guys...
mechanical romance.
Mechanical romance? That's not what we don't subscribe to Well, some of us do.
That's a chapter in my new book.
It is.
Mechanical romance. Anyway, the group of adventurers, set forth until the UC, heading out from Tanner's Mark. They head their way across to the westernmost point of the city, where they go to Dag's safe hole, It is a safe house, but it's not a house. It's a hole in the ground where they managed to gather a few necessary things
Necessary items
that Dag had stashed there previously. From there, they make their way back towards the center of the UC to a shop called the Twisted Bazaar, where they met Vesper Shadowhand. Making sure that that is exactly what I called him, because it's written down there. Vesper Shadowhand, where the group of adventurers purchased some necessary equipment for their ongoing adventures. As you all step out from the Twisted Bazaar into the streets of the UC, what do you like to do?
Everyone got everything they need?
I do, but I'm going to need a small amount of time working on this before I can call it my own.
We should talk to Tanner and see if he knows anything about this auction. So maybe we should head back to the mark?
Do we want to do that, by the way? I know I was talking with him about it, but I was just trying to get us a discount, to be honest.
Gold's gold?
Yeah, it might help to get a bit of a payday before we head back up. I'm still...
Yeah, we might
not
need
fully
all the
equipped.
favors that we can get. Although, that dude was a creep, right? That wasn't
Yeah.
just me.
He was
Yes.
He did want to see you in leather. That was strange.
And for you to cook him dinner.
I didn't appreciate. You are not cooking him dinner, darling.
No, I was more thinking about cooking us dinner.
That's great. That
I
would
mean,
be
if he gives us the
wonderful.
discount, he can probably join as well for
No, no.
like a big gathering
No.
dinner.
Well, we'll see
That's
how it
fine.
goes. Your hospitality is appreciated, but we'll see what we can do.
I am a halfling.
looks very worryingly at Kiri and Dag as he says, "Yeah, you can join." It's like from behind him, just like no.
Unless any... Sorry, go on.
No, I think I've got, I'm going to have to spend some time fixing this. But for the most part, I think I've got what I need. So this auction thing, if it's anything like the one in the lower city, there's various ways of getting involved, getting in. Sometimes you, more often than not, have to make a bit of a name for yourself in the underground, undermarket circles, and then an invite may come your way.
What does making a name for yourself mean?
Oh, like Curiatus's bone carving. Like a brand.
Okay.
But the
So, like,
problem is that obviously our names are not posted, but our faces are. We can't really make a name for ourselves while remaining discreet and hidden.
Also, we don't have the gold to purchase it at the auction. I mean, it's the whole point of this, right? So it might not be
I know
as easy as that.
I know I've only been in the Underdark for maybe a day, but stealing it
Yeah.
seems to be the most prudent way forwards. Not that I'm a
yeah, I
criminal.
just thought that we would steal it, to be honest.
Okay, as long as we're on the same page of the book, then
It might
we
be...
might not need to be known to do that if we can sneak in.
It might be difficult. Sorry. Well, it might be difficult to find where it is before the auction. It's probably going to be very difficult to get it during the auction. We might have to find out who buys it and relieve them of it before they leave the Undercity. But
Can we
Tanner's
promise not
probably-
to actually kill them? Like, I know I've killed 2 people already since I've been with you guys, but can we relieve him without actually relieving him of his life?
I was about to say you're the only one who's actually killed consecutively and consistently.
well,
I
look,
don't know my own strength. I will do better.
well,
Try.
depends who it is. We'll see who buys it. They might be worth getting rid of anyway. But
More or
yeah,
less. Yeah.
So to Tanner's?
yes, but I think spending too much time around the Tanners is ill-advised. We probably should find somewhere else to lay low.
I mean, his is safe though.
Doesn't matter how safe you are. From what I've learned, if you're being hunted down, it's the ones that stay in the same place are the ones that die, and the ones that move are the ones that survive.
Well, any suggestions from yourself?
I mean, the UC is full of little nooks and crannies. Take that hole I found 6 weeks ago. That was only took me
I'm not
a day
sleeping
to
in that
find.
hole.
But there are a myriad other places exactly the same or similar. Tucked away, not looked into. Tanner's is a very recognisable place, so while the place we have there might seem safe, it's pretty much the only place of any note that's down here. It'll be the first place anyone looks.
And Vesper called it the shadow auction, right?
That's
Yes.
Does anyone know what that is?
I don't think I've come across it before, have I, DM?
No, I don't think you will have done. Kyria, as you guys are all stood talking, a quite well-dressed gentleman with a top hat and a handlebar mustache kind of walks past, catches your eye and goes, "Oh, good morning,"
Good morning, I think.
and continues walking down the road.
I turn to see who she's saying good morning to.
Yeah, did we see anything?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
only
I
just-
mean,
you only
it's
just
more
properly
like
woken up.
after. It's closer to afternoon right now,
Hmm,
isn't
not-
it?
What's the bother? I was just being polite.
No.
You usually say good morning when you wake up.
You usually say good morning in the morning, and
But
You
we've
know,
been
we-
together all day.
yes, I wasn't talking to you all. I was
Who were
talking to
you
that
talking
nice
to
chap
then?
down there.
Yes. Who? Sorry. Oh. Yes, that chap. Okay.
Whatever.
Okay,
Let's
I'm just
keep
gonna go
moving.
out
You're
and
all
say it.
acting very strange.
There's no person.
Well, not anymore. He's moved.
It's okay, Pim. We probably just missed. People are very quick down here. Don't pay too much mind. It's fine.
Oh.
As you were saying, Dag.
My bad.
No,
Kyria,
it's
Yes.
in your mind,
Yeah.
very quietly, you hear, "Don't trust them,
Oh, fuck.
Oh, for fuck's
Because-
sake.
Oh God.
because they don't trust you. They want to kill you."
You guys want to kill me?
Huh?
Why would you say that?
Can we all let's just all lower our tones slightly before we start making too much fuss. What?
Sorry, just I had a thought. I was just wondering if you wanted to kill me.
No.
We fought alongside you. Why would we want to kill you?
I don't know.
And we slept just alongside you. If we wanted to kill you, it would have been easy.
Okay, that's disturbing.
Let's keep moving.
So one more night at Tanner's before we try and find a suitable building for us to procure?
I mean, I guess.
At your own risk, I suppose.
Well,
Yeah,
we need to
let's go
ready. We need to ready ourselves before we go anywhere.
Let's go find out if we can find out anything about this shadow auction.
All right.
Back
So
to
He's
the-
just gonna go up towards Kira and reach out a hand.
To take it.
I promise, I don't want to kill you.
I know. It's just sometimes I have these thoughts that cross my mind, and just wanted to make sure. But that's great news. I don't want to kill you either.
That's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Amazing.
you're not that far from the Tanner's Mark. You're around 15, not even 10-minute walk from where you are currently, across the centre of the UC.
Yeah.
As you're all...
Keeping low profile.
Okay.
Stuff up.
No
And
problem.
looking for more posters.
Thank you. With that, I'd like you to roll me a perception check, please.
Can he roll it with advantage because I'm also looking for?
Sure, you can help,
Um,
yeah. Roll with advantage then, please.
Okay. 16, and I rolled a natural 1 on the first one, so I'm re-rolling that one as well.
Yeah.
2 16s for a 22.
Okay, you do spot more posters of yourselves. Timothy, you kind of like spot them. They are not like plastered everywhere, but every now and again you'll see like the odd one of Kyria, or then you'll see Liana's one on a makeshift sign like lamppost.
Quickly go and tap, 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 tap. Grab. And grab. And then when I'm out of sight from other people walking in the street, quick produce flame.
Okay.
Just burn them and then go.
Okay, no problem.
That's a good idea.
So you guys all make your way to the Tanner's Mark. Again, not that far, 10 minutes, keeping to the shadows, keeping a low profile.
In through the back door.
Okay. The tavern is open. So you all kind of like open the back door and you see that there are patrons inside the tavern.
Before we actually go in, I do stop the group. He did say not all at once. So
Kyria, can't
maybe
you do that thing that he doesn't like?
Do the thing he doesn't like.
The message, darling.
Oh, yes. Sorry. And I will blow on like one of the pipes with the pan flute. It's not fixed yet.
It's like
Point to where I believe, like towards like the bar area through the wall, and I'm like, "Oh, darling, we're back. I noticed you're open. How should we proceed?
Ask if he wants to come out back and meet us.
Do you want to come
We
out
won't be
back
long.
and meet us? We will not be long. Miss you.
You hear in your head, almost as if he's allowing you access to something he's saying to someone else. And I told you, right? Don't come round here again. I told you if I'd see him, I'd let you know. You have no business in my bar. Now get out.
As soon as I see her making that hand gesture, I'm going to immediately look for a way out, away from here, quietly and unseen.
Okay. Okay, make me a perception check.
would I know what this means? Okay.
You see a look of alarm on their face. You're
Yeah,
like,
I'm purely going by this look of alarm. That's an 18.
An 18. You managed. I mean, you don't. So the way into the back, you have to go down an alley and then turn. It's enclosed, so you'd have to, if you were to come out of the alley and then onto the main thoroughfare, which is down one side of the Tanner's Mark, back onto the main thoroughfare. Where you are by the back door, it's a completely enclosed space. Like, it's just one fixed alleyway with no other way out apart from back the way you've just come onto the main thoroughfare. I think as you're kind of like, you go a little bit up the alleyway before it turns right towards the main thoroughfare, you kind of like just keep an eye out down there. But if you were going to make a break for it, you would need to now.
Yeah.
But if you were to go, you would be running out onto the main thoroughfare, which you don't know what's happening yet.
right, so I have an idea. We hide behind an alleyway. I can do, you know, that distraction thing that they did when we were coming down here in the first place? I can create a distraction to hide us in plain sight if we just find somewhere to cower down and hunker down for a little bit until they go.
Everyone in the corner.
There are bins here, like dump.
Good idea. Just
Dumpers?
everyone hide.
So we scatter and hide.
Okay, everybody.
I'm gonna try and sort of hide away from them, sort of further up towards the mouth of the alleyway.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Looking towards the back wall of the alleyway.
Yeah.
I'm going to sort of look towards and go and turn to Kieran and go, can you make an illusion of that wall
Yes.
maybe about 10 feet forwards? Right.
Yes.
Excellent.
I grab Pim and just keep him right by my side.
Stow him on yourself.
Pretty much.
In.
Do you know what? I've thrown him on my back. That's what I've done.
Okay.
I've picked him up and I've thrown him on my back again.
Okay.
Right, so hang on. So Virgil, Liana, and Pim are going to the alley where I could create the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dag, you've gone.
Towards the
Further.
entrance.
About halfway between where we are and the entrance.
Okay. I will go with the others and be ready as soon as I get a signal from Dag to put up the silent image of basically the wall.
Okay. Is message still open? How long does that last?
It's kind of an open. I could just keep going with it. I will probably recast it to get another beat.
Okay. No problem. You cast the wall up. So you four, I will not require stealth checks because you are effectively hidden behind this illusion. Dag, I will need a stealth check from you though, please.
Oh, I'm using my inspiration.
Okay.
But that's a 19.
A 19. You managed to kind of like duck down in between two of the dumpsters, like halfway down the alley, dagger out, ready for if anybody comes down.
I'll also pull out my my steel mirror that I just bought in order to give me a view of the mouth of the alleyway.
Nice.
Okay, no problem.
Without actually having to directly look at it.
As you are all hidden, Dag, I think you would hear it first. Pim, you might pick this up as well. Is you hear footsteps walking down the alley as a member of the SBC rounds the corner and starts looking.
I'm just gonna put my finger over my mouth to signal towards anyone that can see me.
Okay. They pull the breast open of their long overcoat and reach in. And as they start to pull out the wand to point it down the alley, a voice from behind that you can't see goes, "Come on, let's get a move on. They've got to be around here somewhere." Places the wand back in, picks a stone up and just boots the stone from the ground down the alley as it turns. And it starts flying like clunk, 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 down towards you, Pim. What do you do? As it's like down the alley towards you.
Does Leanna see it as well?
You would all see it because you're all kind of backs against the wall facing it out.
Can I put my paw against the illusion to where so it would hit off the wall and bounce back?
You certainly can, yeah.
And in the meantime, I can change the appearance of the silent image. So I'm going to, in that spot where Leanna's hand is, I'm going to create like a bit of crumble as though like some brick is like falling off as it hits.
Nice. And with prestidigitation, I'm going to just make a small sound of a stone hitting brickwork.
As it goes,
let's go.
Teamwork!
Let's go!
Hits
I'm going to jump out and
ground.
stab him.
And you, through very quick thinking, Liana, you put your hand up as Kyria, you make the silent image of the crumbling brickwork, and Virgil, you prestidigitate the cluck, 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 as the stone hits the floor and hits the wall. The individual kind of turns, kicking a bit of dust, and walks and begins to fast-paced marches out of the alleyway towards the entrance. As you all breathe a sigh of relief. Very quick thinking, very good. What do you want to do?
Safe.
I will cast a message to Dag. Is the coast clear?
Yeah, just a minute. I'm going to wait there for another 30 seconds or so, and then begin to emerge from the hiding place back into the alleyway, if I don't see anything happening.
Doesn't seem like anybody's coming back down the alleyway towards you.
Okay, so I'll just turn and run through the illusion into the sort of compartment that these guys have created.
Yep.
Good work. That was quick thinking.
That was so cool. Did you see how well we all worked together?
I have to say, it's genuinely impressive.
That was very good, all of us.
Let's get the fuck inside.
Yes.
Check if things are still clear or not. or of clear now or not.
I will send a message to Tanner. We are so good. I think we're fine. Are we able to come in?
You know, I really don't like when you do this. Sure, but don't come in all at once and go straight upstairs and I'll come and meet you in the room.
Okay. Missed you too. I'll turn to everybody else. Never you mind. I'll turn to everybody else and just go, right, one by one, I'll be last in. I can keep this up for the next few minutes and then just trickle in.
I'll do second to last because I can potentially do other things. So, everyone.
I'm going first. And
Why don't you take Pim with you?
he's still on my back, so
Give me a
That's what I
second.
meant.
Just in the hair.
so yeah, I go through and I try to act natural as I come through the door. I kind of give a to Tanner and just head straight upstairs.
Okay, you see that he clocks you walking in, but then actively averts his gaze and doesn't draw his attention to you as you walk in, as you see him wiping bars. And then as somebody goes to turn, he just drops a tankard like on the floor and goes, "Oh my, someone's gonna have to pay for that." And everybody's heads just turn to the bar as you walk through.
Before I walk in, can
You're on
I
my back.
see?
You're being walked in, buddy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm being walked in. Okay.
You're in one.
You have no autonomy here.
Well, as soon as we get up to the room, I'm instantly gonna go down towards the mouse hole
Okay.
that I left cheese before.
You see the... Okay,
Priorities.
I will come back to you in a moment with the mouse hole. Dag, I would assume you're next in then.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I'll sort of take my scarf off from my face and just sort of wrap it around my head, almost like a sort of what are they called? Anyway,
Yeah.
like one of those sort of like desert
Like a
helmet
short, yeah,
things.
like a
Yeah,
short,
The
I think. I know what you
full
mean.
thing with the scarf over the face. Yeah.
Love that. And as you walk in, like again, it's a little bit quiet in there. There's only a few people. Nobody sat at the tables. They're more just kind of sat at the bar. And
Yeah,
where
I
the
don't
back
even-
door is, you essentially just have to kind of like walk in and around and like up the stairs. And as you do, he goes, "Have I ever told you the one about what was it?" And everyone's just like kind of hanging on Tanner's every word as you
Do I walk past
Walking.
anyone?
Make me a perception check.
It's the fucking dwarf from the toilet.
13 plus investigation. Did you say?
Perception.
Outwards looking for
Deception. 13 plus 16.
Perception, yeah?
Yeah, 16. 13 plus 3.
You don't see anybody in the bar, but
Okay.
you catch a glimpse of somebody leaving it. Or somebody that you see you might recognize. You see a very familiar hat, or the back of a hat, that strikes you as very familiar.
Right. Okay.
And I'm talking, they've walked through the door of the main entrance and the door is shutting as you kind of catch a glimpse of what is essentially a brown kind of cowboy's hat.
Okay.
Oh, it's that guy.
You know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He does pause for a second, and then just kind of just sort of grits his teeth a little bit, and then carries on going up to the room where we all agreed to go.
Okay. Who's next?
Still stood in the alleyway. Just no, everyone is gone. Can you use the illusion to change yourself again? Now it's one thing. Can you wrap it around yourself? Now it's still up, or does it have to go down?
Oh, no, it has to go down.
Okay.
I can't. All I can really do is natural movements of the thing I'm
Mm.
creating rather than.
No, of course. Yes.
It's not that
illusions.
malleable, unfortunately.
It's still a very good illusion, though. You are very good.
Thank you.
We're gonna have fun. Right. You can't press it. Okay. could potentially get us in together and dirty us up a little bit, maybe make us look a little less affluent as we look right now. I mean, I know I look quite, we both look very glamorous.
Always. Yes, maybe we do that. Maybe, I could technically disguise myself again, but, I don't really want to be...
No. Too much effort, not enough time.
Yes.
That's fine. So, when I say drop, you drop, and I will dirty us up a little bit, and we'll just go through as a he. Dirty, disheveled bear. How about that?
Sounds excellent.
Excellent. Dirty bear. Not done this in a while. Cool. Okay. Okay. 3, 2, and 1. And as you drop the illusion, sort of the bubble-esque sort of sponge that he used to clean the thing reappears, and it just sort of turns itself. The dirt that came from when he cleaned up, sort of comes all over us, and we sort of look a bit gross and I'll clean us when we get upstairs. I'm not having this again.
So as the wall drops, you see it almost being it almost just disapparates. It becomes translucent before fading out of reality. And they go, yes, let's.
You first.
And we head in.
You both walk into the bar.
Very normally head in.
And as you guys
clip.
walk in, you sort of hesitate towards the bar, and as you kind of step round, Tanner spots you and goes, "Hey, free round on this guy!" and points at the guy at the end of the bar opposite to where you're coming in, and everybody turns and goes, "Hey!" And it's you see as you kind of clock the guy's pointing at, it's this really disheveled looking pauper that's having a glass of water, and you just see him go, "What?" Water just kind of dribbles out of his mouth onto the bar as he says it, and you guys just rush past.
As we're rushing past, I'm gonna chuck 2 gold at Tanner, like on the floor. I'm gonna roll 2 gold because I'm not having that.
Okay. Okay, and you all race up the stairs and meet in the room at the top of the Tanner's Mark. Pim, as you walk in and immediately go over to where the mouse hole is, or the hole that you suspect is a mouse hole, the cheese is gone.
I'll pull out a little bit more cheese.
Okay.
And put it towards the hole. Then I'm going to cast Speak with Animals on myself.
Okay.
Hi. It's safe to come out, I promise. I was just wondering if you guys could help me with something. I would need a little bit of information. I have a bunch more cheese.
Yeah? What you want?
So there's been, I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been some SBCs, some people in armor, very angry looking people.
Yeah, we see lots of people with extra armor on.
And you see this little nose with a couple of whiskers, as this little head pokes out. He goes,
What are you doing here? This is my house. My house, I say. You need to leave right now.
Sorry for barging in on your house. It's a very lovely home that you have.
Me and my 47 brothers will fuck you up.
There's no need to fuck anyone up. I promise. I just wanted to ask, have they come around a lot?
Oh, people in armors? People in armors all around. People in armors walk about all the time.
Are you talking
Anyone that
to
look
that
like-
mouse?
Oh,
and you see
don't worry.
the mouse spots you, Leanna, and just fucks off.
Oh shit!
you brother
No,
you're gonna die.
As you hear
promise she's
scuttling inside the wall along the wall off and away.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare your friend away. I was confused with why you were squeaking on your knees in front of that little hole. I apologize.
it's fine.
Maybe
I was
warn a
just-
person before you start doing stuff like that.
Dag
What
walks
did you
into
think I was doing?
I had no idea.
Dag walks into the room at this point and sees you kind of crouched down by the mouse hole. Just looks at you and says, "Our ladies' darlings probably appreciate the cheese, but you should not bother them too much."
He was talking to them.
Nothing wrong with that, but they sleep around this time of day.
Well, apparently they have 47 brothers that will, pardon my language, that will fuck us up.
Probably just within the nearest few meters, but
Yeah. I just
There
wanted to check if the SPC has been coming around a lot since we've been out.
check with the mice in the wall.
Trust me, they know a lot more about what's going on inside this tavern than Tanner does.
Oh, I'm sure they do, but what, do you speak mouse?
I
Yes, he
speak
does.
essentially every animal language that you can think of.
Ah, yeah, you said druidic magics or something like that, didn't you? Is that what
Yeah.
you do?
Yeah, that's how I talk to Bella and well, a lot of my other friends back at the farm. Bella mostly, though. She's the nicest one.
Is she a mouse?
No, she's a giant goat.
That's
sounds
Kiri.
wonderful. Well, you know how to make good friends at least.
You.
She's very nice. She lets me sleep on her back when it's cold.
Was that the one that kicked you?
No. No,
Right.
Bella wouldn't kick anyone.
At this point, Virgil
Okay.
and Kirio come in.
I heard somebody talking about a massive goat. I don't appreciate it.
Not you, Bella. Also,
don't know
you're
Bella.
not a goat. You're a satyr.
I'm half goat.
I mean, aesthetically, maybe, but
Well, yes.
genetically,
Genetically,
I'm not
no.
sure.
Yeah,
I didn't know you went to-
I start speaking in. I start speaking in goat to see to see if it works.
Imagine just like one of those screams.
Yeah,
Pim's just.
Him,
It's been a day.
him just screams, "Trouble! Trouble! Trouble!"
Oh God! Kick him out! Get out! Get out of the room now!
No. Biologically, I'm not a goat.
No, exactly.
Can we get Tanner up here? I really don't want to stick around for too long. if
Jenna,
they've just been here.
darling. If you have a second, could you maybe pop up when you have a moment? I know, honestly. Oh, there's a couple of gold by your feet, by the way. Don't make that poor beggar pay.
Oh, sure. Hey, can I, ask you something?
Of course.
How do I turn this off?
Oh, you can't.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
He's gonna let you know every time.
Eventually, he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I kind of like it."
So, it does...
While we're waiting for Tanner to come upstairs and everyone just sort of sits down or anything, I'm just going to go up to Timothy. I'm going to sort of kneel down next to him and I'll say, "You do know how to make good friends. Mice can be useful little friends. They're noble little creatures." And he just turns his head, pulls aside one of his ears, and there's a little cartoon mouse behind one of his ears, tattooed.
Do you also speak with mice?
I don't speak with them, no, but I appreciate them. They're my ladies' darlings.
Your ladies, darlings?
She has a fondness for them. Little creatures that eke out a living in places where they don't want them. No.
Well, she certainly knows how to pick them. Mice are actually quite friendly. Did you know that if you have mice in your home, it means that you have a clean and warm house?
I do believe that, yeah.
It's the same if you have spiders. It means that your house is clean.
Just try not to overfeed them. And I tap the pocket that you put the piece of cheese back in.
Yeah, I'll try.
You
I
don't
usually
want
do overfeed.
you don't want them getting too used to people. Not everyone has a fondness for them like we do.
Yeah, no, I know. It's horrible.
It is.
People should really start liking mice more. And spiders.
I like mice. She says with this sort of cocky grin.
Yeah, licking a tooth.
Yeah, that was... no offense, but that was kind of the problem.
Lunch is never a problem.
They're not lunch. They are
Off.
friends.
Mice are
Mice
off
are
limits.
friends, not food.
Mice are off limits.
Okay.
Thank you.
Does anybody want to do anything while you wait for Tanner?
You go.
I'm just going to sit and talk about mice with Dag.
At this point, Dag doesn't really reciprocate the conversation that much. He just sits and listens to your nice facts.
Yeah.
That's so cute.
There's like a good 10 minutes of them, or
And he-
until Tanner comes up.
He
Leanna's
has
a bit-
he has a face on him of just like sort of just like gone dead behind the eyes listening to these things. But then if anyone sort of addresses him or bumps into him, he does go like as it. So he looks like he's blank, but he's actually paying very rapt attention to this nice knowledge.
Leanna's quite interested to see if there was anything in Virgil's new spell book, so she would encourage him to give it a
Whip
look
it
over.
out!
I whip my book
Well,
back
Whip
and
out the
forth.
spellbook. Damn.
Whoa, jeez!
The
book's lucky boy.
Full of ages of magic. Kiri, do you want to go first, or
Yeah, so I all I'm gonna do basically is I'm gonna go up to Dag mid this conversation. So could I borrow a dagger?
For how long?
Oh, just literally temporarily. I just need to fix this.
You just thing like flips it out with a finger and then rolls it over one of his fingers, so the handles to you with it's the rusty one.
That's fine. So cool. And then Kyria just kind of like muttering to themselves goes and like crisscross applesauce again in the corner, takes out the broken pan flute and the piece of wood, and I'm going to attempt to whittle a pipe out of the piece of wood.
Okay. Gonna need a skill check for that,
Yes.
I think. It's gonna be dexterity based, I think.
Yeah.
So make me a dexterity check, please.
Can I, if I start hearing wood being whittled away, just break from my concentration on the animal facts, see Kyria trying to whittle something away? I don't know, does it look like she is experienced with doing this kind of thing?
So I
with
have
wood
profici-
specifically?
Not with wood. So you can see like there's a moment where they go in too hard, expecting the consistency of bone. But they're definitely skilled at carving. It's just wood is a different texture that they're trying to get used to.
And as soon as I see you like rip off a bit too much, I go, whoa. Right, it's probably not the materials you're used to working for. And I kind of go sort of ghost pottery scene kind of thing, like put my hands round and just sort of like, yeah, very gentle. Keep the angle nice and shallow, because otherwise you're going to end up taking a big chip away. And I'll
I
stop.
don't want the world to see me.
I'm just saying.
Nice.
And you can see where he does it. The flecks that come off are very delicate and very precise and stuff like
This is much more fragile than bone.
that. I do get the hang of it. But yeah, I am proficient with carpenter's tools. Am I able to give her any bonus on this check?
I'll allow you to do it with advantage then.
Yay!
Yay!
Third eye
Now,
blind.
badges are a completely different story.
I got a 1 and a natural 20.
Nice!
So the one was the chunky part.
Nice.
Yeah,
So yeah,
So that's a total of. Well, I don't know if I include my proficiency or not, but it's a nat 20.
You don't have proficiency as wood
Well,
carving.
in my
do you?
sheet I do, but we've agreed it's not.
Yeah.
Alright, so it's 21.
21. So yeah, it's very much like you take the first chunk out, and it is a chunk, and then with Dag's help, you kind of get into a bit of a rhythm. With a natural 20, after around 10-15 minutes of carving, you do manage to carve out quite a nice little, pipe for the pan flute.
I give it
Yeah. It's in and around the key that you were looking for.
Yeah, I am just gonna spend. I'll hand Dag the dagger back and just be like, thank you. I may need your help down the line. Just teach me with that, and if you ever need to carve bone, happy to help.
And as you kind of like look over the pan flute in your hand, proud of your work, and you've done really good work looking at it. In your head, you hear, "It's not very good, is it?"
I think it's great.
I didn't say it wasn't. I think for a first attempt, especially with unfamiliar materials, I think you've done a bloody good job there.
Thank you. I'm not sure who. Did one of you say it wasn't very good?
What wasn't good? Sorry.
This.
Oh, well done.
It's cute.
Oh, I must have just been hearing things. Don't worry about it.
Timothy's still talking about badges.
Talk about what?
Badges now.
Badges.
Oh,
He's gone down the list.
I got a V out of that. I wasn't sure
me
where you were
too.
going. I was like, what?
You've been letting him read that book, haven't you?
Okay.
Growing up.
Yeah, then I'll just affix it to. I'll try and affix it to the pan flute. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm just trying to tweak it and tune it and make it functional.
Amazing. Given the amount of time that's passed, you will have attuned to that item now, Kyria.
Yes.
So there you go.
Awesome.
Cool.
Or do you already know what it is?
Baby. Virgil, what were you doing in the meantime?
So straight onto the desk, looking particularly pleased to have another book in hand. I'm basically flipping through this spell book, so I want to see if there's any spells in it that are worth saving or usable, how many pages it has, and its general upkeep before I start transcribing.
Okay. It looks like it's used. It is definitely in used condition.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check what spells are in it. 1 second. Apologies, people at home.
No.
This is where I frantically scroll through stuff. Apologies. In there, you find.
Pen. Yep.
You find the spell for Silent Image,
Yep.
Chromatic Orb,
Yep.
Comprehend Languages, Detect Magic,
Yep.
and Thunderwave.
Okay. That's weird. Okay. He looks at the spell and goes, I already know all of these. Oh, that's fine. It saves me work. I'll go over these lines. And he sort of, as Liana sort of leaning over him, looking at the book, is like, you can watch if you like. I didn't know you were interested in Arcana.
I mean, you looked interested in it, and if that can help you do. She kind of just waves her hand around a bit Jack Sparrow-y. Then, I mean, they're pretty. I can't read it, but they're pretty.
I mean, I need to rewrite them in my own specific way. All wizards are different. We have our ways. But essentially, I have exactly what I need.
Oh, that's good.
And as you say that, you watch his finger sort of flick through a pocket, and quill comes back out, and it sort of flies around his hand, looking like a little bit excited before it settles to the tip of his finger.
Okay.
It sort of closes the front of the book, and it sort of jams into the front of it. And this very sort of gold, illustrious sort of ink, it creates a circle, and then I wrote down the name of it because I needed to remember what it was called.
There are 2 more spells. Sorry.
Oh, great.
Woo, let's go.
I'll take magic.
2 more spells in there. Apologies. Okay. There is
Drum roll, please.
the spell that you are unfamiliar with.
Power word kill.
How useful.
For unseen servant.
Oh, dope.
And also, you have, because it would make sense for him to have this in this book, the spell for identify.
Oh, excellent.
Let's go.
I have that. I was just.
Oh,
about
you
to
do?
just say that.
Do you have that? Do you actually have
I
that?
have identifier.
I mean, I'll take it anyway. Like, it doesn't matter. We can have double up
No,
on
give it
spells.
something else.
Yeah, I'll give you something else.
Okay.
I have unseen servant as well.
Fuck's sake. Well, he's having unseen servant. I can't. I'm not giving you, but let me have a look at what else I can give you.
I was just about to do a thing with that. I was like,
Yeah, don't worry. Got you.
Like, yeah, I could do. Yeah, as he looks over and you're doing it.
Oh.
I'm going to give you absorb elements.
Oh, nice. I will take absorb elements. Did you say there was one in there that I didn't understand, or do I understand both of them?
You understand? Unseen servant you're not familiar with.
Okay, that's fine. Great. Yeah, as he sort of flicks through the pages, and his penmanship's not the best, but it's serviceable, I suppose. Right, and he closes the front of the front of the spell book, and in this very fine gold ink, it draws like a perfect circle, and then creates a unicursal hexagram, which is a hexagram that can be drawn in entirely one motion on the front, and he sort of seals this book in place. And it's the symbol for magic. Sort of nonchalant.
Symbol
towards
for all magic?
In geographical terms, it is, yes. It's
Sure.
It's an elemental kin thing. We have a belief in geometry. Sorry.
Knock yourself out, and then she walks away.
Looking
These words are
genuinely
too long
crestfallen.
for her.
Like, right. He's just going to spend the time needed to basically redraw out the spells in there into his own specific way. It doesn't, because he's doing it with the quill. It only takes 2 minutes per spell, so it's about 4 minutes for the level ones,
Okay.
2 minutes for the cantrips, and it's just, you see this quill just like, it's very quick and sort of accurate work, and he just looks very happy before he. Right. Well, I'm back. Are we good? Kim, are you talking about badges again? Again? Now? What's going on? Sorry, I lost myself.
You seem very excited.
I have a book again, and I can finally start contributing properly to this.
Well, I hope it's a page turner. Where the fuck is Tanner?
Yuri?
I got what you did there.
Kyria right now is still sat where Dag left them, and is now just holding onto the necklace, and she's kind of like swaying a bit, and then you just see the pan flute in one hand begin to just recite this melody as these kind of spectral it looks like spectral scrolls unfurl around them, and they're kind of translucent as they go around, and I am going to cast Identify.
Let's go.
Identify.
And I know what it does, but
Okay.
I don't know if Identify reveals anything else other than what I know, but the music is very similar to what's being played on the Watch Together that is being produced.
With the spectral voices
Yeah.
as required.
You cast Identify on the pendant, and it reveals that it is a lucky charm. The lucky charm allows the wearer to re-roll an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw once per day. Doesn't reveal anything else.
Fine. In which case you see kind of their eyes are like shining that like bright blue that you've seen before, and then the scrolls just clatters to the ground, then disapparate, and they turn and go, yes?
Tanner?
Who?
The barkeep, darling.
Oh, yes. Darling, we're waiting for you.
Yeah, I know. Look, I'm busy. All right, I'll be up shortly.
That's fine.
Thank you.
You're okay.
Can I just turn this goddamn thing off?
How much time has passed, DM, since we...
I'd say around half an hour.
Half an hour. Okay.
Leanna's gonna just go over to the wash basin and get any dirt that she got from Dag's hole on her.
I wish you'd stop calling it that.
Yeah, please.
What's what you? His safe hole? Is that what you called it?
Safe house. Safe house.
Dave, Dag,
Okay.
safe hole.
Okay, yeah, you managed to do so. So you start cleaning yourself up. You're all up there for another like 10-15 minutes before you hear, and the painting opens and Tanner steps into the room and goes, God, I said I'd be up soon, right? Like, and he shuts the painting behind him and goes, what's the rush? What?
We need information.
They asked me to get you,
Right,
and I wanted to hear your voice.
right.
But firstly, what the fuck was Burhan doing here?
Yeah, about that. We should probably talk about that. Is that what you wanted to know?
Not initially, but it's definitely what I want to fucking know now.
Did you say Burton? Sorry.
I'll tell you later.
I need to know
Yeah,
about an auction.
an auction. Right. What auction?
The shadow auction. Do
That's
you know
it.
much about it?
What in the hell do you need to know about that for?
A job.
A new potential line of employment has presented itself.
Look, whatever line of employment that has presented itself that has dealings with that place, I would avoid it. You're already in trouble as it is.
Not with that place, but maybe an item that may be soon moving through it.
Look, I can't tell you much, alright? The shadow auction, it moves from here to there. It's held every couple of weeks by a group of unsavory types, alright? Now, you don't want to get mixed up with them, you don't want to owe them anything, and you certainly don't want to double-cross them. They got fucking eyes and ears everywhere, all over the city. Now, sure, you might be able to get your way in, that's the easy part. But what, lifting an item that's due to be sold there? Managing to get away with it and your lives? I mean, fuck, if I'd have known you were suicidal, I wouldn't have offered you the room. What am I doing trying to help you out?
We're neither suicidal nor stupid enough to steal something from an underground auction. Let us worry about the approach. We just need the information.
I mean, look, I may know a couple of people that have gone before, I might be able to get word to them. No promises, though. And even if I do, and they tell us where the next one is, I must strongly advise you not to do this.
We'll
All
take
right,
down the advisement.
I mean, you might not make it back. Like, at all. And really, you're gonna get bust out of prison to then walk right back into the grips of... Look, I'm all for the positive attitude when it comes to gainful employment, and I'm proud of you for seeking out new, viable ways to make money, but surely there's a better way.
I lost a lot more of my freedom when I was incarcerated off of your tip. Tanner, I appreciate everything you've done for us, but there is much I need to recover in order to achieve my goals, and I'm not going to get that by hanging around this place, laying low, sweeping up bars.
Right.
Speaking of laying low, the SBC.
Yeah, they were here looking for you.
Great.
Is that the first time they've come through, or is
It
this...
is, yeah. Your timing couldn't have been worse, by the way. They were here for literally like a minute, And the minute that they got here, I mean, hey, look. What a coincidence, right? But they're looking for you. And no, I don't expect you to just hang around here and lay low, but I'm trying to help, alright? I'm waiting on word from my contact up on the north side of the high city. If they get back to me, that is a viable line of inquiry. We can hopefully clear your names, and then my debt to you is done. What you do from there is your own fucking business, alright? I won't sully my hands with your blood any more than I already have.
We appreciate it. We really do. We just, we didn't mean to offend you.
Oh, look, it's not, no offense is taken, but look, I'll send word, alright? I'll see what I can find out about the location of this thing next. Then, look, it's up to you. I'm just strongly advising against it, you know?
We appreciate the advice. Again, as you probably tell, I'm not from these parts, or particularly here. I'm assuming the disreputable characters that frequent this auction house are not the simple vagabonds that wander the streets.
Well, that would be a very adapted assumption. Yeah. People that frequent the shadow auction usually have power, money, or influence behind them, and they're usually more the shadier type of individual, the one that you don't want to fucking mess with.
That's where you're wrong.
And let's say, for example, that the thing we want is being sold. Is it only items of great power or interest that are sold, or is it just anything? Because we would like to believe this was just an auction for underhanded deals. Is this more?
Oh, no. This is a place that you go to buy things that you probably either are dearly sought after, recently stolen and quite valuable, or, again, very powerful. Like ancient relics that have just been unearthed, that nobody knows the nature of, that a dark, inclined sorcerer or wizard might want to get their hands on to fucking do bad things with. Like, it's not a good place, guys.
Well, look, I think we should clarify we're not looking to get invited. We just want to know where it is.
All right.
To put your mind at ease, we're not planning some kind of heist on the auction itself. But look, it's neither here nor there. We're not asking you to involve yourself, and believe me, we take your advice under consideration. We're not stupid.
Oh no, look, I'm old in the tooth, alright? I've been around a while, I've seen some shit. I wouldn't be doing myself a service if I didn't tell you this in the first place. At least now I know I've said it. I'll put word out. I'll see what I can find out.
We appreciate it. Now.
Yeah. Look, he came in, says he's got another job to set up. I told him to fuck off. It's as simple as that.
He didn't seem too put out, nervous about what had transpired over the last couple of days?
Didn't seem to give anything away like that, no. Came in, says he's got a new job brewing and he needs some people for it. I told him to fuck off. Quite simply.
Well, you'll be pleased to know that I didn't tell him that I got his name from you, so...
Well, you wouldn't be here if you did.
He'll get what's coming to him in time.
Now look, I'm waiting on word from the High City. You're welcome to stay here another night. I'll do what I can. I'll get word and see if I can find anything from the location of the shadow auction, when it's held, where you might find it. But between then and now, can you just not draw too much attention to yourself? Because this has taken me calling in a lot of favors, and once they're called in, there's no uncalling them in. Like, it's done. Like, spent.
Feel free to tell me to do one, but I prefer to know everything I can. especially when my name's being thrown around or my business. Can I ask who in the upper city you're trying to get in contact with?
I'm not.
I don't like my name being passed around, especially in those kind of circles.
Well, first of all, the person that I'm trying to get in contact with up there isn't gonna care for your name right now. Only when and if we make the introductions will your name become made. And as for who it is, I'm not willing to give you that information right away. I owe you, but not that much.
I have a question. Sorry, I have a question. The SBC, did they know that we were here, that we had been seen here, or was it just a general inquiry? If you've seen us?
Yeah, they're just searching for you. Like, they're searching
Oh,
everywhere.
okay, that's a bit better then.
You know, again, it only takes one time, though. They stumble in here while you're downstairs, or they catch a glimpse of you out in the street somewhere, and that's it. Game over. Chokey. Done. Off to prison or worse.
Did they ask anything about the 6th individual?
They were asking after all 6 of you.
I kind of hold a hand out to Liana to sort of pass me the picture of the 6th guy.
Oh,
Do you still have it?
Pim burnt them all.
No, I burnt the other ones. The ones that I
Oh,
found.
okay. Well, then I do produce the one left and hand it over.
They seem to be particularly interested in this chap here. When I let him go, he just looked like a rickety old man. But do you know who this is? And I give him the wanted poster.
No idea. Do you?
No one I've had the pleasure of meeting, apart from that one time. And as I said, he just seemed like a crazed old fool.
Well,
He's
if
the
they want
only
him,
one they want dead, though.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. If they want him dead or alive, then I don't think they much care for who he is. More that they don't want him to be who he was.
He's either extremely dangerous or he knows something. And if he's extremely dangerous, I don't like the idea of him being around after I've freed him. And if he knows something, then maybe he knows something we should know as well. So we should put it on our to-do list to track down this person.
Can imagine Kyria just instantly like
Just
Do this.
Something random.
Well, seems like you got an awful lot to do, but look, you want to stay here, stay. If you want to go, go. I'm just here to try and help, all right?
We truly appreciate it. The letter, you said you were going to send a runner.
Yeah.
Is there been any word on that?
All delivered.
Okay.
Don't know much more than that. They came back like an hour or so ago, said
Okay.
that job done, I paid them. That's it.
Okay. And they didn't say anything out of the ordinary was going on back. Obviously, they don't know the
Just-
ordinary. Is there anything? Okay. No, that's good. That's a relief.
I just know that they delivered the letter where you asked me to deliver it to. I don't know if they put it through a letter box or if they handed it to. I don't know.
No, that's fine. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
You're
and there's
welcome.
been no word yet about Damon, right?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay.
No.
That's
As soon as I hear anything though, I'll be sure to let you know.
Appreciated.
Now look, I'm due to hear back from my contact in the high city by the end of the day. I've told them it's urgent. I'm just waiting. You want to hang out here until I hear, then you're welcome to. If you got stuff to do, then
I think that's best.
I think we say.
We'll be here.
all right. Have you eaten anything?
No,
No.
I'm starving.
Not since breakfast.
I'll fetch you some stuff up. It might not be straight away. I've got people down there, but I'll fetch you something up soon, all right?
Whatever you
As,
say.
Okay.
as and when you can, Tanner. And thank you again. Truly.
Don't mention it. And hey, you! He kind of like points a stern finger at you, Kyria. Stop it. And he just kind of like
I will.
turns around and walks out of the room.
Maybe we should just use the bell system if we want to get his attention from now on.
That's not fun.
We're going to have
I think it's quite funny, actually. But...
You're definitely going to have to teach me how to do that spell. I know of it, but I've never actually written it down.
We can try and do that.
Yes.
You teach me the cleaning one. I will try and teach you that one.
Should we have a spell session?
Spell session.
Oh, I've not done that since college.
Yeah,
Leanna's just gone back onto her bed.
Edivir just also just shoots a look over to Leanna, rolls his eyes, and
Starts cleaning her axe.
Nerds.
Yeah, it's just...
Nerds. Edivir sort of sits down on one of the chairs at the table and says, "Well, before we start comparing our spells,
Mine's
I
longer.
think if the objective of this meeting with whoever Tanner is setting us up with is to clear our names, obviously some of us have got slightly dirtier names than others." He looks at Leanna. He looks at Pim briefly. And I think it would be easier for everyone if we laid things bare. We don't want any surprises in the wrong company. Any conflict, you should know what you're dealing with before you're going in as best as you possibly can.
Okay.
Are we having a story time?
I'll go first. Well, there's what you know already. I was caught in the midst of an act of sabotage. I'm a saboteur by trade. Though the job I was sent on was not the one I was arrested for. En route to my mission, just as I was approaching, another explosion occurred nearby. Not one that I had planted, not one planned by me, and far larger than the one I had planned. Contrary to what you said yesterday, Virgil, I did not intend to kill anyone. It was the building I wanted to bring down and what it symbolized.
And that was a bank, right?
Of sorts. But the point
Did
is...
people die?
Well, apparently so, but not by my hand. And the thing is, the moment this explosion rang out through the upper city, I was immediately surrounded. Like they knew I was coming. Like they knew where to find me.
Hence the setup.
Exactly. And this chap
She would have said
Burhund,
hence, sorry.
and this chap Burhund was the one who sent me on the mission. Tanner was the one who pointed me in the direction initially for where I might find work, but it's this Burhund at Briskaline's Bakery who put me to the task and who I assume set me up. Now, I have reason to believe whatever this other explosion was, whatever its target was, I'm convinced the SBC were involved. They were there too quickly. They needed a fool guy, and it was me. They wanted me there. That's what I think anyway. So if I have a mistrust for this apparently official institution of crime prevention and fighting, you know why. They're not who they say they are, in my book. Beyond that, I've only been in the city for a month and a half. Nothing else to tell.
Thank you for sharing.
My name's Edivir.
Oh, for fuck's sake. You see Kyria get out a piece of parchment from the night before, which is like a diary entry, scratches out Dag and writes Edivir.
As you start, he's like, oh, Edivir de Gaulle. Most people call me Dag, but my friends call me Eddie.
Dag is a nickname. That I can work with. Okay, fine.
Edivir is such a regal name. It's so lovely. Why would you not call yourself Edivir? It's got a really nice ring to it.
It's fairly common where I come from.
Sounds positively marvelous to me.
But yeah, Dag or Eddie is usually what people call me. Eddie to my friends. And I suppose we're friends now.
Massive grin across Kyria's face.
Liana can't help herself. She's got a bit of a grin on herself as well before she catches herself.
Oh, well, thank you, Eddie. That's lovely. I do like that, Eddie.
And he just kind of leans back in his chair and crosses his feet on the table. Who's next?
Well, you guys know some of my story already, so I'll go next. I fought for the House of Gallahan. I had one friend. We never fought each other, ever. But they were going to make me fight him. And as most of these fights go, one walks away. I refused. And those bastards pinned me down and used that drug to make me fight. Now, either they were stupid or over-eager and gave me too much, but the rage that filled me, well, they paid the price for that. And I escaped. I know I killed at least one, probably more, before those well-suited bastards caught me with their magic. So it's a simple... sorry. It's a simple story, but there it is.
I see.
Sorry, I hope this isn't a sensitive question, but you said they made you fight and that you escaped.
Oh dear, I can only imagine in hoping that the rage would take over the non-wanting to fight and push me into the arena and let nature take its course. But
let me clarify. Yeah, were you captive for this family? You said you fought for them.
Of course. We're all captives.
No,
well, not all of
but-
them. Some of them fight because they want to, but most fighters, let's be honest.
So it's not so much gladiatorial combat as it is enforced combat for the sport of the affluent.
Indeed.
And where were you taken from, I think is possibly the question we're trying to ascertain here. Who captured you? How?
That was a very, very, very long time ago. I was but a cub, and that's part of the story that's not necessary to be told now. And you do see she kind of looks down.
It's okay.
Virgil puts her hand in her paw and just sort of squeezes her. It's fine. It's fine. Add that to the list of things to destroy.
Timothy goes up, and are you sitting down or standing up, Lena?
I'm cross-legged on the top bunk.
Oh, are you? I thought you were at the table with us. Right, okay.
No, I've been cleaning my axe on my bed for a while.
In that case, Timothy is climbing up, sits next to you, and just looks at you and stretches out his arms for a hug.
She raises one arm and lets him hug her side.
Probably not even coming, like
Yeah, just
managing
like,
to get around, but he's pushing in like he's trying to hug you.
A little smile returns to her face. So, what about you then?
Yeah, come on,
I
little one.
essentially got arrested for mass murder.
Or, I'm sorry.
Of actual people,
You're,
or like
you're not talking
plants?
about like pissing on an anthill or something like that. I mean,
Yeah, like
animals.
animals don't count. I'm afraid, Pim.
Please clarify immediately.
Nobody saw this coming.
I arrived about a week ago, if even that. I'm looking for my parents, and I stumbled upon a farm, and this farmer said that there was this other farmer who had trouble with his cows, and talked about this drug called Flux that has apparently gone rampant around the city and other parts of the region, and so I said that I could help this other farmer, so I went there the day after and tried to talk to the cows, and this other farmer said that that apparently druids had taken some of his cows, and that's why the cows were scared. But when I tried to talk to them, they seemed to be just generally scared and very behaving very strangely. And I tried to calm them down, but that didn't work. And so they started to back up and break the fence. And when I tried to calm them down, they sort of ran. And I tried to stop them, but I wasn't fast enough, and so they ran down towards the streets, and they trampled 3 people. I tried my best to heal them.
Mass manslaughter.
I was going to say you really need to word yourself better. Mass murder sounds like more than 3.
You do see a look of relief come over all of us.
Everyone steps down.
Sorry. Continue, Timothy.
I tried to heal them, but they didn't wake up. And all of a sudden, I was surrounded by guards with spears, and they didn't let me explain. They essentially just picked me up, shackled me, and threw me into a hole for about 3 days. And then I got sent off, and I'm suspecting that I was one of the people that was going to be hanged.
Pim,
I really didn't mean to do it.
that wasn't your fault. Animals, as much as you love them, will be animals, and scared animals run. You were just
Cows
there.
don't usually do that when I talk to them. They are usually very, very understanding. Something was off about those cows.
Where did
But
the
You weren't the
conversation
fault of that.
You mentioned Flux, but I didn't quite catch where in that conversation Flux came from when you're talking about herding cows.
No, it's just that they were acting very strange, and so I don't know. I don't know if Flux affects animals as well as people, but they were behaving very erratically, and cows are usually one
question.
of the calmest animals.
Mm-hmm.
DM question: have I ever heard of Flux being used on animals or being or affecting animals in any way?
You wouldn't
Okay.
know, mate. No.
No.
I mean, when them lot took it in downstairs the other night, their muscles did seem to bulge out a little bit. Perhaps one of the farmers was trying to find a way of increasing his yield.
I mean, I don't know. It might just be that they were scared of the druids. I think they were elves of some kind.
Either way, that
Frantically looking through my notes.
it isn't your fault. You were literally in the wrong place at the wrong time. That doesn't make you a bad person, like you said before.
Well, I did cause it to happen.
No,
It is my fault.
scared
The three
animals caused it
Having
to
a-
happen.
Intention has a lot to do with everything, Timothy. You do not intend to cause those creatures to trample those people. You intend it to help. It's intention that makes people good or bad.
You're
Well,
right.
intention doesn't really make a good druid.
You've
makes a good
mentioned this a
person.
lot. These expectations you have about being a good druid. What does it matter?
Well, my parents have kind of they're adventurers, and they're quite, at least from where I come from, they're quite famous adventurers. I know that they traveled a lot for work, and I'm pretty sure that they were here from time to time as well around the region. I just
Pim.
I just want to be like them. They're really good at what they do, and I'm not.
You're not
I
good
can't do
yet.
what they
Yeah.
do.
Pim, we're all our own people in this life. You can't hold yourself up to the standards of your parents, your siblings. Take me, for example. I mean, my dad was just a carpenter. Never did anything, never. I mean, he makes a good chair and a good plough, but other than that, he was happy with his lot in life. Well, I wouldn't say happy, but he had it. You know, you can't hold yourself up to the level that.
Well,
someone
it's
else
kind of
imposes on
hard
you.
when your whole family is from a long line of like really good druids that go on amazing adventures. I mean, even Grandpa was quite a famous druid at one point.
You're young. But you want to be a powerful, strong fighter and adventurer.
Well, I
sure you'll
mostly
figure it
just
out.
want to help.
You're already
Definitely do
doing
that.
that.
And she kind of gives him a squeeze.
Now, who are we
Ah.
forgetting?
Yes.
Forgetting being the optimal word. Kiri, we already kind of know what's going on.
Hold up, you haven't spoken either.
I will in time, but yours is a shorter tale than mine.
It's exactly what I said. Genuinely, it is. There's not really much else to discuss. I was barely shovel to grave when I was arrested without any chance of explaining myself. I tried, obviously.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's not that many people often going around looking for the burial services,
No.
or indeed the unburial services of the bone thrower.
No,
That's
there's
a
not.
brilliant way of putting it.
It's not exactly the most typical.
So you do not find it suspicious that someone would seek out such niche talents and then abandon them as soon as the job commences?
Well, I suppose so. I hadn't really given that much thought. I mean, the individual, he was, I don't know, I'd say I'm not good with faces or ages. But quite dishevelled. Knew exactly where my home was. Came to me in my back garden. Which is slightly odd. Now that I think about it. We went
Did
to...
anyone else you know interact with this person?
There was someone near the porch, and I can't remember who. Do.
Working my way through notes, thinking back.
Didn't
Who the
write
fuck
it
was that?
down.
Who the fuck was that?
Okay, hang on. And you see them really try to concentrate. And okay, so that the day before, I had to run some errands for Essen and Moore because it was their anniversary. So I did that. I got home and I just stayed awake, and they gave me an early birthday present. Then on my birthday, which is the next day, it was just a bit of celebrating, and it was reaching evening time, and sometimes I know I'm very social, but sometimes I just like a bit of fresh air, and so I went outside, just went to play my flute, and then this individual approached me through the back gate and asked if Kyriatos, a Mantisae, was there. And I just assumed it was for the business, and so I said, yes, that's me. Let me go grab my things. You show me the way, and I went inside, and near the porch was just somebody else staying at the Artful Lodger. It wasn't anybody, it wasn't Moore or Essen or anybody like that. Ran upstairs, grabbed my things, and then off we went. We went to the graveyard, the Windmere Cemetery. It's a frequent place I will go to visit, and I have never had any issues running into anyone before. I snuck in my usual way. Although he found a way in without following me, I thought he must have just found somewhere else. And then pointed me to the grave, and I began my work, and literally within moments, a light was being shone and I was being taken away.
If you were to clear your name, this guy, you would probably need to be found?
Yes. I kept saying I have permission from a family member. He'd said it was a family member who was buried in the ground.
Do you
His name was on the
remember-
tombstone. Sorry, go on.
I was
I-
just about to ask the same thing.
I don't remember.
Right.
What if you think really, really hard and I'll cast guidance?
Guided memory check.
Okay. I will try.
It's not. I mean,
I don't think, because at the
I'll
time,
double cast guidance.
like Kyria was trying to eke out stories to carve and wasn't really even paying attention to the name, because the name has no concern to them. It's the life. And so all
Right.
they were doing during, so I spent the entire time just talking, trying to get information about this person and the life they led, and he was very quiet. He didn't really give up much information. Sometimes people who have gone through sudden loss don't know how to process it. So don't
Well,
want to talk.
We can certainly put finding this mysterious fellow on our list.
But this is the thing. I was not even in the grave. They can't technically. How could they possibly have arrested me for something that I hadn't even? Yes, attempted maybe, but that's not justifiable for hanging or a life sentence.
Sounds like they knew you were coming. Familiar.
Yes.
Yes, I suppose
Well, that leaves one then.
Oh, yes, quite. Well, where to begin? Start, I suppose. I've only been in Windmere maybe a month or so, give or take. I'm from Seraph's Rest originally. I came here to study at Wa as you all know. Go Wa.
Go well, yeah.
Wow.
I never knew what sport they played, but they made us say that. Yes.
Don't say that.
I was a beater, you see. Not the
Put it
position.
on your
just-
bingo card, people. Quit it.
But yes, I came to study at Wa of my own volition, and I was aware of the rather odd, slightly backwards laws they have here about restricted magical knowledge and who shouldn't learn what for whatever reason and why. And curiosity got the better of me, I suppose. So one lunch, when the librarian was out, I snuck into their restricted section, the locked up arcana, for whatever reason they would store it. If they didn't want students to learn it, I don't know why they would have it. But anyway, I got my way in there. Came across a tome of particular interest to me and my research and study.
Cheers.
General Arcana, let's say. I am learning.
So this restricted book of particular interest on a very specific subject was about General Arcana.
Yes, it was. In the same way that the place that kind of resembles a bank that doesn't is sort of something you were wanting to take down. It is a thing I wanted to look up. Or at least found interesting when I got there.
Okay.
So anyway, I make my way in, start reading. Next thing I know, I am on the floor, unconscious. And to put your mind mildly at ease, Dag, I believe I may have been the cause of the second explosion, because when I look up to the restricted section, it is quite clearly on fire, slightly scorched. I'm okay for whatever reason. The headmaster, who I'd never met, comes in, accuses me of something, silences me, refuses to allow me to talk, and I am carted away by the SPC for the crime of reading a book.
You
Wait,
blew up
so-
a library.
No, I blew up a small part of a library.
The library is in the upper city.
It's in wherever. No, it's in the middle city. Why isn't upper city? It's central.
How long ago was this?
Week, maybe. Like I said, I don't know if I'm the second explosion, but
Does this sound like it's lining up to me, DM?
No, because you were in the middle of the night.
Yeah, middle of the night, upper city. It's not.
Yeah.
No, doesn't line up. But
oh, well then I'm a different one.
well, that's good to know at least.
But either way,
Had me going for a second there. Nearly got dagger out.
oh,
See
you
the
could
first little wry smile creep across Dag's face.
Oh, Eddie, put it away later. Anyway, I read what I read, and okay, to be perfectly honest, I started reading something in a mother tongue, primordial, the eldest speech.
I know that.
Yes, the eldest speech of the elements and the elemental kin.
Right, I go on an entire campaign where Primordial, the one other language I should speak, is fucking useless. And now you both can speak Primordial, and it's come up episode 3.
It's almost like we planned this.
Yeah, despite you.
Yeah, it's mad, crazy. What a turn of coincidence and events.
What a strange coincidence.
Well,
We're
now they
joking.
say-
We're joking, man.
Well, I guess they're wrong when they say sticks and stones can break your bones, but words can never hurt you. 'Cause-
Oh, my entire business is dealing in words that will hurt you. That's what we wizards are.
And you've both bore witness to the fact that Kyria's words have definitely hurt people in the last day.
Yeah, that's true.
They should
How
do
much?
some fire damage because they are some sick burns.
Oh,
At this point, the door opens to the room
Yeah.
as Tanner kind of
Oh,
steps
for crying out loud. Not
back,
again.
back through with a kind of a tray of food and walks up and goes, "Nah, sorry to disturb you again, but that's some food for you there. Look, hey, good news. just got word from the people uptown. We're on. Green light.
Oh, wonderful. These people can help us.
Yeah. You know what you said before about, well, maybe I said before that nothing's free in this world? Yeah.
What do they want us to do?
That's not for me to say, but we're gonna go there this evening. I know
We're
a
gonna
way.
go to the upper city.
Yeah. The six of us are gonna go meet my pal.
You seem a little bit
Nervous.
uneasy about this.
Oh
How much
no,
of a
I'm
pal
fine.
Are we talking here?
Oh, he's a really good friend, but I'm not on wanted posters. I'm fine. Bit nervous for you, Light, but look, we're gonna be fine. I know a way to get through. I just need to go and get a few things to help us. But we're on. We'll head up there this evening. We'll speak to my friend. And all being well, you should be off the hook in no time.
Okay. Excellent.
It's amazing.
Far too good to us, Tanner, honestly.
Can I sense whether Tanner is feeling any doubt in what he's saying?
Insight check.
Leanna's hopped down from the top bunk and is now ravaging the food.
It's only an 11.
Okay. Not that you sense doubt, more that you do sense there's an undercurrent of nerve there and nervousness, but no doubt. So yeah, look, get yourself some rest, eat some food. I'll be back in a little while, and then we'll close up shop and we'll head over there.
Still too early to
Okay.
tell us who we're meeting.
Yeah, you'll find out later. Look, all in good time. I promise you, it's not for me to say. They're a really good friend. They owe me a favor or two from way back when I helped them out with a thing in a place. Just look, I know that right now trust is probably the thing you have least for people at the minute. But I'm asking you, what little amount you may have, please just trust me. Even if it's that little amount. Look, the way I see it, what do I have to gain from setting you free, bringing you down here, putting you up, feeding you, to then set you up again? What, that doesn't make sense. I'm trying to help. You can trust me.
We know, Tanner. We know.
Honestly,
Thank
that
you.
thought hadn't even crossed my mind. Maybe it should. I'm beginning to realize that maybe I'm a bit too trusting.
You literally asked us like 2 hours ago if we wanted to kill you.
Whoa, what?
You're
You
too
think
trusting for both of us.
they think, what, you want to kill her?
Oh, I
No,
just
no.
heard. No, I thought I heard somebody say that you all wanted to kill me.
I still might.
Well, at least you're honest about that. I can deal with that.
I will kill you if you do that thing again.
We'll use the bell if you want us to.
Oh, and if she doesn't, I'll use the bell too. I'll
Inside check.
blunt, we're talking like old-fashioned blunt force trauma, baby.
We've seen it happen. I imagine your bell is one of great blunt force trauma.
I'm gonna leave now because that's just made me extremely uncomfortable. Look,
Happy to
rest,
help.
rest, eat, and just relax. I'll come and fetch you. I'll ring the bell when it's time to come down, and then we'll make our way to the high city. I haven't heard back about the shadow auction. I have sent word out to one of my friends down here. As soon as I find out, I'll let you know. All right?
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And he goes to leave, and as he does, we are going to end the session there.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Love that session, man. Loved that.
we're going to end it there. We will be back next Tuesday. Thank you, everyone who has stepped in and stopped in to come and spend some time with us this evening. We really appreciate you guys. Please don't go anywhere. We are going to raid another channel. They are currently playing D&D. They're called GOG.com. You may have heard of them.
GOG.com.
Maybe, yeah, GOG.com.
It is, it's GOG. Jesus.
There you go. So we're going to go and raid them. Thank you again, everybody. We will be back on Tuesday. Don't forget our video goes live on Sunday if you've missed bits tonight, or if you just want to catch up on the events thus far, then go and catch us out on YouTube. But thank you very much. We will see you next week. You take care of yourselves. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye, everybody.